ready to go.
We're back. I am so confused. I got different headphones on tonight. I went from $300 headphones, which were driving me nuts, to $18 headphones that feel so much better. I don't know how they're going to sound, but now I have different levers and knobs and shiny things that I got to keep track of, and I know that I'm going to mess it up here somewhere. You're listening to the Bleacher Brothers Show. We are back. I apologize for last night. You would have been better off never hearing from us last night. So far on our Bleacher Bet picks for the week, we've been better. We've been worse. We're 5-3 after 2 days. And I personally, I don't know if I really have anything super exciting to give you tonight, but Toby is in the house tonight, and Toby is a degenerate gambler waiting to happen. I mean, if we count down, you got less than 60 days left, buddy. Let me get Toby on. Let me get Toby in the shot here. Now, let me turn your mic on. Do you remember what number you were? Are you 3?
3 something.
Yeah, there you go. 3. I can hear you.
There we go.
God, these headphones sound like attention Kmart shoppers. So here's what we got tonight. All right, you're in the right place at the right time with the right people. Right out of the gate, we'll get our Bleacher Bet picks out of the way. And our promo of the night. It's the first time we've ever promoted these guys. They've been a friend for a while, but we just haven't broken them out yet. DraftKings is our sportsbook of the night tonight. So we'll give you a DraftKings promo. Keep that knob touching to yourself. Exactly. That's what she said. All right? Bam. They see that, Stephen? I put it up and I go 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, and then I take it down. Remember that? Did you do that? Did you play football when you were a kid and you have to count Mississippis?
I did,
before you rushed?
Yeah.
In the snow? Did you play in the snow?
Of course I did, yeah.
No pads, no anything, just
Nope.
full out, boom.
Yep.
That wasn't smart, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I have torn and tendonitis, and that's why my shirt. Look if I could say it.
My size too.
Everything hurts.
Yeah, it was never a recipe for success for me.
Yeah, no, I would imagine not. Were you a wide receiver? You had to be, right?
I was, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love smashing guys like you, like a bug, just boom, coming right across the middle
So
there.
did linebackers, so.
Bleacher Bet, right out of the gate here. We'll get to that in a second. We got some pretty cool FAU news that we're going to break. And then more on the FAU. We got Spencer Rich finally. This is the third time. So third time is a charm. And nobody's a strike because Spencer had something the first time. We had something the second time. But, man, we can't wait to talk to this dude. I'm really into talking to him. After Spencer, we got a special Wednesday edition of Looch on Ice. NHL playoffs is hot and heavy, so Looch is going to come in and let us know what the hell is going on. After that, we got Chef Thom, and he's previewing, what is it, the Byron Nelson. I think is that what it is, the Byron Nelson?
I have no
The golf
idea.
tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah, Byron Nelson. Tom's going to do a preview of that. After that, we got our buddy from Top Fan Rivalry, Bill Perkins, in to talk some baseball. And, man, there's a lot of good baseball stuff. Man, is it ever good to be an Angels fan? That's the question. Big time. Former World Series MVPs heading down to AAA. Mm-hmm. And the trail of Ohtani's money is starting to reveal itself amongst all kinds of other MLB news. But, all right, let's get to our Bleacher Bet segment here and get this out of the way, because in case you don't know, move over. Here we come. We're damn good at this stuff. At least we were last week. We went 32-4 last week. So until I go 4-32 for 1 week, I'm going to keep talking about this 32-4. And somebody made a good point. Defo from the Martinez and Defo Unscripted show. He said to me, he goes, I hope you bet on it. And I was like, oh, dude, I was just putting the picks out. I didn't put any bets in. And he's like, you'd be rich now. And I said, yeah, I'm not that dumb, dude. Of course I put bets in. But I did screw up last night, man.
What happened?
And I was pissed late because I saw the Knicks completely choked last night. Let's cover this real fast. The Knicks choked, and I don't even know if they're going to win the series now.
No, I don't know either.
They had it. It was done, and they choked it away.
Yep.
Man, it'll be interesting to see what it looks like tomorrow night when we put that pick out. I'm assuming they're playing tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think so.
Indy bumping the road. That's all I'm going to call that. Tomorrow night, Indy will annihilate Milwaukee, and that'll be the end of Milwaukee. But that was extremely surprising last night. But when I looked at these games, they were all close to me. So that's why if you see the pick that we put out last night, did you see?
Yeah.
It was money line, money line, money line. I didn't trust any of the spreads.
No.
The spread that I trusted the least was Cleveland and Orlando, because both of these teams are exactly the same. This is like the same team playing against each other. We're good, we suck. We're good, we suck.
Yeah.
We're good, we suck. You don't know what to expect from us. So I'm just assuming this series is going 7. As a matter of fact, that's a lock right here. If you can get that right now, bet that it's going to go 7. And most likely Cleveland wins because they have 4 home games. All right? So but it would not surprise me when they play in Orlando, whether it's tomorrow or Friday, whenever they're playing that game, if Orlando wins by 25 points. And then they come back to Cleveland, and it's a totally different story. But Knicks, and I've been picking the Knicks to go to the NBA Finals. That was not good. Where was Maxey? Maxey shot that ball out of his rear end.
Yeah.
He shot multiples out of his rear end, man. It was insane, dude. I'm anxious to see what the crowd at the Wells Fargo Arena in Philly is going to be like for game 6 coming up here.
Especially after what Embiid said about him following that last game.
Yeah, Philly fans have to show up, right?
Absolutely.
So I don't know. I think Indy just hit a bump in the road. They're gonna be fine. Milwaukee just played lights out last night. That was it. They were just, and that's what were they? They had like the 4th string guys on.
I saw Thanasis was in there at some point. So,
no, they had no business winning the game, but they did. They deserved it. Bump in the road for Indy. They go home. They'll win the next game and wrap that up. And the other series, it is what it is. But here's where I'm aggravated last night. I see what the Knicks did to me. And then I see what's going on. And then I see Cleveland. All right, we hit Cleveland. We missed on the Knicks. And then I look at Indy, and I'm like, all right, it's just going to be one of those nights. Yeah. But I knew in my back pocket, I had the over in the hockey game. So last night, I opened my sports book up at like midnight just to see where my balance is. I never bet the friggin' hockey game. So I picked it. I put it out there. I'm claiming it because I picked it, so I'm taking it as a winner. That's what we're counting, right? Not my actual bets.
We're counting numbers.
Yeah, we're counting. But like a doofus, I never put the thing in. So anyway, your Bleacher Bet picks of the night. I'm gonna let you go first, buddy. You have some picks here. What do you got? What start with? You got some baseball?
I got a lot of baseball. I got NBA, NHL.
What do you got? Parlays and props and all this stuff? What do you got?
I got props and I got a straight for each MLB game. So if you want to get into that, we can get into that.
I told you, this kid, by August, he's going to be at, what is it? Finger Lakes Racetrack. That's probably the closest one to him up there.
Probably,
Finger
yeah,
Lakes.
go
to Saratoga. Saratoga's nice.
I've heard great things.
Saratoga's beautiful. He's going to be at Saratoga smoking cigars. He's going to smell like armpit. And he's going to have not 2 cents to his name, degenerate gambler in the making right here. But go ahead. While we're not there yet officially, we're not there yet officially. You don't have to be 21 to get an offshore account, do you?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. We are not allowed to even mention offshore accounts, or else or else everyone will leave us, all of our friends. But
I've personally never looked into that, so
there's a good one.
But,
There is one good one. There's one respectable one out of all of them. But anyway, so what do you got? What do you got in baseball? You give us some baseball here first, then let's. Now, I got to hear them before I can say, all right, these are part of Bleacher Bet picks.
All right, so these are my picks then, and if they're good enough for you, we'll put them in with Bleacher Bet. But I got picks for the MLB games that come at 6:30 and follow after that.
All right, hold on. Let me open my app up so that I can track these things in my app as you're banging them out here. All right, what do you got? Talk to me.
I got the under 8.5 in the Yankees at Orioles. I just don't feel like the Yankees are going to get to Corbin Burns. I like his over 6.5 strikeouts too.
What'd you think of Soto last night with that stare down, bro? Did you see that? What was up with that? Did something happen in the game before that, or is he just?
I think that's more just Soto's being frustrated, and he's just, he hits a nuke out of the park. He's going to let the pitcher hear it. It doesn't really matter how much you're down by, what the point of the game is. I think, he's frustrated. He wants to win every game, and he puts every emotion out there. So I feel like, you could take that any way you want, but it's nothing more than just Soto being Soto.
Dude, I love Soto.
Yeah, you got to.
I love Soto. All right, what else? You got Baltimore Yankees under 8.5.
Under 8.5, and
who's pitching for the Yankees tonight?
Luis Gil.
All right, hang on. I got to pull up Bleacher. Are you using Bleacher Brothers for your stuff here, man?
I am.
Okay.
I love the trends that we have, the hot and colds. It actually really helps me decipher most of these picks. So
and wait until you see. I got big meetings set up next week with the Associated Press, Sports.io, the people, Grace Note, who give us all the statistics. He reached out to me yesterday. He says, "Hey, I'll make you a bunch of gambling widgets for each sport, so you can put them on those pages also." So I'm like, "Yes, killer."
There we go.
All right, so again, what else? So who was for the Yankees? You got Gil. All right,
Gil. And
Gil likes to give up some runs, though.
He does, but I feel like if anyone's going to score runs tonight, it's going to be the Orioles. Even as a Yankee fan, that pains me to say, but just Corbin Burns is so dominant. And, he pitches and gets a lot of swings and misses. So I feel like the strikeout numbers are going to be there.
Oh, so there's your props. Mm-hmm. You got to jump on Stanton to strike out a shitload of times. You got to jump on Judge to strike out a bunch of times. Mm-hmm. But good. I'm hijacking you. Go ahead, buddy, because we got to stay on track for Spencer here.
Rockies, Marlins, I really didn't want to touch anything in that game. They're both so bad. But I figured Marlins money line, they're home. Arise is heating up. He's got 6 hits in his last 4 games. So over 1.5 total bases for him. Cubs, Mets.
So what is the pick here?
The Marlins money line would be the pick there for a prop. Arise over 1.5 total bases there.
All right, hold on, I gotta lock this in, bro. I'm gonna play this, man.
I'm trying to keep us on track.
Total. All right. That's all right, man. Total bases. Where we got here? Total bases and Arise. Where's he at? All right, over 1.5.
Yeah. He's been getting a bunch of extra base hits lately. Right-handed pitcher on the mound with a 6.57 ERA.
I like the over in this game. It's over
a
half. It's over under. There's 1/2 of a run in this whole game with the Rockies and the Marlins. All right, what else you got?
Cubs on the money line too. If you want to play a prop there, Shota Imanaga under 5.5. It's allowed.
Okay. Well, under 5.5. Mm-hmm. On what?
On hits allowed.
Oh my God! Dude. This thing is not hitting. What are you? You're all over the place with this thing. What am I looking for?
There's a lot.
Player. That's all right. We're gonna see. I'm gonna lock this thing in, and we're gonna see if you over. Oh, hits allowed. Now I got to go to hits. Where is it? Singles, doubles, triples, time struck out, earned run, hits allowed. And what are we doing? Over 4.5?
Under 5.5. Is the line
4.5? It's 4.5.
Oh,
yeah.
So it moved.
So what am I doing here? With
I wouldn't play that at all. I think there's something shady there.
All right, we're going away from that then. All right,
just play the Cubs money line.
All right, got it. What else?
Giants, Red Sox under 8.5. The unders 4-0 in the Giants' last 4 overall, and they're facing Cutter Crawford, who's one of the best pitchers in the game right now.
All right, what else we got?
Nationals, Rangers over 9.
I got 9.5 here.
I'd still take that. Overs 4-0 in the Nationals' last 4 games as an underdog. Last 4 overall as a whole.
So over 9.5. Mm-hmm. All right. What else you got?
Last time I checked, the Guardians were not favored tonight, so I would love to take the Guardians money line there.
Yeah, they're plus 150.
Yeah, so definitely take that.
All right. And what else? You run out of games. You only got one other game left on the schedule here.
Dodgers D-backs under 9.
I got 8.5.
Ooh. I don't know then. I would maybe just play the Dodgers.
I'm going to leave it alone.
Dodgers,
you got 7 bets here, dude.
Yeah,
I'm going to stick with 7. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this. I'm going to drop $25 on it.
Okay.
If it hits, it pays out $2,500.
That'd be nice.
Yes. All right. I'm going to lock that in. If this wins, you are the king of Bleacher Bet. What else you got? All right. You got 3 minutes left and I'm going to hijack you. So go.
NHL, Vegas at Dallas over 5.5. If that's still the line, that 5.5 is hit both times in Dallas.
Over 5.5, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
And then over 6.5 for Edmonton and LA.
I looked hard at that, man. I didn't like it. That game was 1-0 the other day.
I know, but you look at the trends on BleacherBrothers.com. I mean, everything that's hot is the over. And maybe that's not the way you should look at it, but I like the numbers. I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah, but they're trending over 10 games. You got to break those trends down over the last 5, over the last few. So if you go back, and I'm not looking at this right now, but if you go back about 5 games ago, they went over 4 games in a row with like 30 goals a game. 9 goals, 8 goals, 7 goals a game. Lately, nuts, but I'm locking it. What else you got?
That's it for NHL. On the NBA side, I've got Heat plus 14 against the spread. They're 8-1 in their last 9 following a loss. I feel like they're going to come in with their backs against the wall. They play better on the road, it seems like.
They're
right
14
now.
and a half, so you'll like that. They're plus 14 and a half.
Yep.
And what else?
Then, I don't know how much I really love this, but I would play Mavs -3.
I got 3.5.
I'd still play that.
All right, I'm locking this in as your bet. I'm taking the NBA and the NHL and I'm putting them together right there. So I'm putting 20 on that one. It's 264 is what it's going to pay back.
Good payout.
Yeah. Well, I like the other one at 2,500 better. What else was that? It or you got like pickleball or anything going on too? You got table tennis.
Nope.
I don't know what is going on here, but I logged into this app today and it's like bet table tennis live. I'm like, what the heck? There's some, and this is the crappiest of all the apps. All right, let me get to mine. Okay, can I get to mine? Because I am like the Muhammad Ali of doing this, right?
Yeah, I took up enough time.
All right, I'm gonna get straight to the point here because everybody wants to know my picks. I do like Miami, especially plus 14.5, because when I looked, it was 13.5. So I would take Miami plus 14.5. Are they gonna win the game? I don't think so, but it wouldn't surprise me. Pozenga's out, and Boston they constantly look for reasons to choke. So I like Miami plus 14.5. I also like the Clippers plus 3.5 tonight. I'm surprised that they're actually getting points. When I did my numbers, I have them minus 1.5. So that's all I got in the NBA. And I'm not calling these locks. These are my picks. Miami minus 14.5. LA Clippers plus 3.5. Those are my Bleacher Bet picks of the night and our sports book of the night. Let's get it up here real fast. If you're new to the game and you're looking to get into the action, and we look like we're having fun. Last week we had a lot of fun. So far this week remains to be seen. DraftKings. All right, here's their promo special. All right, they actually got a couple different things going on. Open a new account. It's got to be a new account. So open a new account. Bet $5 and you automatically get $200 in bonus bets. Whether your $5 bet wins or loses, you get $200 in bonus bets. And then they got no sweat NBA same game parlays all basketball season or all playoff season long. So they got some cool stuff. The problem with this is who the hell does not already have a DraftKings account? We like them. They're a friend of ours that, we got a great deal with them, but it just seems like now when you're born, you get a birth certificate and you get a DraftKings and a FanDuel account. So that's why we like Bet365, Caesars, and some of these other ones. And Prize Picks has made their return to Florida. We'll talk more about Prize Picks probably tomorrow. Today's the first day that we're allowed to actually talk about them. I don't know how they did it, and I don't know how long it's going to last because Florida shut down Sleeper and Better and Underdog and everybody else, and they were all friends of ours, all of those. But Prize Picks is here if you're in Florida, if you're anywhere, you want a Prize Picks account. It's go to the Bleacher Bet section of our website and check it out. So, all right, so that's Bleacher Bets. We got that done right now for the night. My picks, so I can put this out later, just so we know. My picks, Bleacher Bet picks for Wednesday night. Boston plus 14.5, LA Clippers plus 3.5. I'm betting them by themselves and I'm parlaying it together. All right, let's go to Steven Luker real quick with a Luker Live Sports update, and then we're going because we're excited. We're finally pulling this off. We got Spencer Rich coming on. So, Steven, quick break, and then we're going to Spencer. I got a lot to talk to him about. I got a lot of questions for him. All right, Steven, what is where the hell's your music? What's going on, buddy? Quickly, all right? You're on the clock right now.
All right, coming up for the NBA, we have the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And the nightcap game in the NBA will be the Dallas Mavericks and the LA Clippers. That game's at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Finals in MLB, we got the Milwaukee Brewers beating the Tampa Bay Rays 7-1. The Detroit Tigers beat the St. Louis Cardinals 4-1. The Minnesota Twins beat the Chicago White Sox 10-5. The Kansas City Royals beat the Toronto Blue Jays 6-1. The Oakland A's beat the Pirates 4-0. Braves beat the Seattle Mariners 5-2. Right now, the Phillies are up 2-1 against the Angels. And the Padres are up 6-2 against the Cincinnati Reds. Coming up in MLB, the Yankees and Baltimore Orioles at 6:35. The Colorado Rockies and the Miami Marlins at 6:40. At 7:10, we have the Cubs and Mets. 7:10 as well as the Giants and Red Sox. And also around at 8:05, we got the Washington Nationals and Texas Rangers. And at 8:10 is the Cleveland Guardians and the Houston Astros. The nightcap game is at 9:40 Eastern Time. The Los Angeles Dodgers against the Answerbacks. And at 7:30 in the NHL, the Vegas Golden Knights against the Dallas Stars. At 10 o'clock, the nightcap game for the NHL, the Kings at Edmonton. And on this day in history, we have in 1965, the 91st Kentucky Derby, Bill Shoemaker wins aboard Lucky Double-Air, the third of his 4.
Lucky who? Lucky who?
Deep Bone Lair.
Steven. Dude. All right, what year was that?
1965. And that is your sports update.
1965. Debonair, Steven.
Debonair.
All right, come on, dude. What did I tell you about these things? All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with NCAA baseball, center fielder, FAU Owls. This guy's an animal. I learned so much about him today. Spencer Rich. Everybody sit tight. We'll be right back.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I gotta tell you, I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too, but I'm glad we are.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and life experiences come together through conversation, and it feels good.
Wow, your story is so...
Interesting?
Yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they can break down boundaries and connect as human beings. At lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep, you can listen to amazing, life-changing conversations and find simple tools to start a conversation of your own.
I know one thing. This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together by having the courage to start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding.
Whoa!
Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
There he is. Are you seeing this? He's finally on our show. We did it.
We did it.
Mr. Rich, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We're fantastic, man. We've been trying to pull this off, and usually it's either, usually we get mad and we're like, this guy don't want to, but we know that wasn't the deal with you.
I know.
Man, we are, I'll speak for me. So I'm AJ, Toby. We haven't met officially. I've seen you play. I've watched you play. I got and we're going to show you. I got the best clip of your grand slam in that 20-run friggin' inning or whatever the hell that was. They're way back. I was just lucky. I put the camera away. I'm like, let me take the phone out for a minute and shoot something, and boom. But yeah, we're big fans. Toby's our beat writer for FAU baseball. Awesome. And we did some research. We talked to some people. Uh-oh. And no, it was all good, man. It was all good. Like, I got stuff today that I don't know that anyone knows what I got today. But so how are you, man? How's it going today? Off day today after a game last night, right?
Yeah, we got in late, so coach gave us an off day, much needed one. Well, we're feeling good. So.
How is Coach Mack? He seemed the night that you were going to come on and you had something copy, he filled in for you. And with the head coach, this is hard to say, man. He's a manager. It's baseball. Mm-hmm. I asked him that. I'm like, why are you coach? You're a manager. And he says, well, in college, I said, I don't care about that. You're a manager. You're a baseball manager. But he filled in, and he was absolutely fantastic. What is he like? What's it like playing for this guy?
It's awesome. I loved it. I've loved it ever since I stepped on campus. He actually reminds me of my junior college head coach, Tim Tuma. They have similar styles, but they really care about you on and off the field, which I think is really important. And it's just fun to play for him. You know, he really enjoys the game. He enjoys making sure everyone's getting better every day. So I've had a lot of fun.
How much fun are you guys having this year? Because there were stretches, especially early on, where you guys looked unstoppable, and you guys looked like it looked like you could just flip a switch.
Yeah. No, it felt like that to start the season. And I think the pressure we put on ourselves got to us a little bit, and I think the fun went down, and so did the winning. But even last night, I felt like we were really relaxed. We were ready to go. I think we kind of like the underdog role, so that helped us last night. I know we didn't come out with the win, but we played a lot better than we have in the past couple of weeks. So I think this weekend should be a good tell to how we're feeling.
Yeah, and you've got so let me make sure I'm trying to adjust your shot here, but you guys are sitting in fourth right now, really third, tied for third in the conference, and you've got UTSA on the schedule ahead of you, so you have a chance still to really move up in the standings. Mm-hmm. And look, I think you guys are a good team, and I know baseball. I'm obviously I do a sports show, and I got to cover everything, but baseball is what I know.
Right.
And the first few games, the game where you guys scored all those runs, and I promise I will let Toby talk to you because he's got questions for you. But the game where if you remember this game, so it was I think it was the seventh inning where you guys put up all those runs and you hit the slam. In the top of the inning, you guys gave up the lead, and you gave up the lead on. I'm not going to call anybody, but one of the fielders made a bonehead play.
Right.
Is what had. Do you remember that? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know if I remember the play. I do remember scoring all the runs, though.
Yeah, and so when you guys gave up the lead, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? That's it. Mentally, they're going to be done now, because it was just the way it happened. It was on an error. It was on a mental mistake.
Is that against Stonehill?
I'm not positive. I don't remember. I know it was a Sunday afternoon. I think it was a Sunday afternoon game. Might have been a Saturday game. I'm not sure. But then you guys came out and put up all those runs. Yeah. And I was like, holy cow, I've never seen this before.
That's the switch you're talking about. I wish we could turn it on more. But like you said, we've got 3 weekends left in conference, and we can make a move to increase our ranking in the conference tournament. So I think that switch has been flipped back on, especially after watching last night. So, but yeah, that was a fun inning.
So we have two shots of this. So this one, I believe we got from Owl's Nest. So we got to give Owl's Nest credit so that they don't go bananas on us on Twitter. So here's the Owl's Nest one, and then Steven is gonna pull the one that we shot. So they're still cool, but here we go.
With a deep fly ball to left down the line. It is off the foul pole, grand slam. And the Owls are up to
pretty
20.
Cool.
Spencer Rich connects.
That is really good. How good does that feel?
That felt great. Because I don't know if I was having my best game. And so helping the team, put 20 runs on the board or however many it was felt pretty good. So I'm just glad it snuck inside the pool.
Yeah, well, you capped off all the scoring from that inning. Now, when I was out there that time, and again, I got lucky that you decided to do what you did, because I was shooting with the cell phone here. I put the camera away because, when you put out a reel or a story or a whatever the hell they're called on short, you get a lot of impressions. So here was me right off of first base. And then you knew, right?
Yeah, I had a good idea. It felt good. I mean, it kind of bent more towards the pole than I thought, and I'm glad it hit the pole. But yeah, that one felt good.
Yeah, I had lost it because I was focused on you, and you just standing there pulling a Reggie Jackson watching the thing. So I'm like, all right, this is pretty cool. And then you were circling the bases. So I was like, yes, all right, that's awesome.
Sometimes you got to stand there and watch and help the umpire decide if it's fair or foul. So that's what I was doing.
Yeah, you got to do the Carlton Fisk. Yeah. I'm talking way older than both of you. Yes, exactly. Push it over, lean. Toby, get. I'll let you get something in here, Toby.
All right, Spencer.
That's enough, Toby. All right. No, go ahead. I'm just kidding.
Spencer, thank you for joining us, and it's good to meet you finally. But my first question for you was, what's your recruiting experience like with FAU, and what was that moment that really ultimately led you to picking Boca Raton as your place to play baseball?
That's actually a great question, because it took 3 times for me to land at FAU. Originally, they recruited me out of high school. I don't know if you guys remember the hitting coach, Coach Mamula, but he recruited me out of high school. It didn't quite work out. So I went to junior college. I had a good year my second year. And they recruited me as well, but Clemson also recruited me, and I eventually chose Clemson. And then when I hit the portal, I knew where I wanted to be. I wanted to come to FAU. I knew Coach Mack really well. I was tired of the politics, I guess. I just wanted to be at a place where I felt like home, and that was FAU. I'd already visited after junior college. So when I got in the portal, I knew where I wanted to go, and it worked out pretty smoothly. So I'm glad I chose FAU. It's been a really cool experience.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a great experience playing baseball down here in Paradise, but yeah, I feel like not a lot of people know what like a typical day in the life of a baseball player, especially a college baseball player, really looks like. What's that day in the life kind of look like for you?
For me, I mean, it's different in terms of like my class schedule between the fall and the spring. In the fall, it's get up, go run in the morning if we have early conditioning, then you go to class, then you try to fit a lunch in, and then you hit treatment, and then you hit practice. Lift right after, and then you go lay down and get off your feet, go eat some food, finish your homework, hang out with some of the guys. So that's what the normal day looks like. And then in the spring, I've got online classes, thank goodness. So I get to sleep in a little bit. Then I normally go to rehab, go to practice, and then get whatever else I need done. But the spring has been a lot of fun. I've had a little bit more time to sleep in and recover, which has been nice.
Yeah,
Can I jump into your question here for a second? So you mentioned go to rehab, and I learned something today. You've been hurt all year, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately, but just trying to do whatever I can to help the guys out.
And that's what I was told. I was told by somebody extremely close to the team. I was on campus today, and they said, yeah, this guy, I mentioned that you were on with us tonight, and they said, yeah, he's great because he does whatever it takes to win the game. He's been playing with it. I don't know. Is this out there that you're hurt, or do I have like confidential? Yeah, I got sources. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, some people know, maybe some people don't. But
all right, should I shut up about this?
We can talk about it if you want.
All
I mean,
right. Well,
I'm playing, so I feel good enough.
And they said, look, if he gets on and then he steals second and then he steals third and he puts himself in a position, or he'll hit the long ball, or his defense. I mean, we have a web gem of yours here also. Steven, you got that somewhere?
Good. Coach Mack will like that one. He loves web gems.
How hard is it? Is it affecting? Do you feel like it's affecting your play at all? What percentage are you at, would you say?
It's probably affecting my play a little bit, but I try not to think about it because I don't want to let the mental part hurt the physical. So it's definitely hindered it a little bit, but every time I step on the field, I try not to think about it, just to give myself the best chance of succeeding and us winning. So
that's awesome. And that's old school. A lot of people in MLB today, they get the money.
Yeah.
And then that's it. They're hurt constantly. Yeah. And it's like, well, you know,
NIL is not great in baseball. So
Yeah. I see. Here's your web gem. So let's take a look. Steven found this. I think he found it on one of our pages.
Okay.
In the air to left center. Rich races back. Brady over at the wall. That's
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad. Now, which shoulder is bothering you? Is it the right or the left?
It's the left. So.
Okay, so that's not the one you just slammed into the wall. So thank goodness.
No. Those walls are nice though. I'll run into those things full speed every time. I love that. That's fun.
Hang on. I got it. We're very amateur hour here. I meant to remove the clip, and I removed you. So let me just put you back in here, and then we'll get rid of the clip right there. But we can watch the clip again.
Yeah. You might as well.
There we go. All right, cool. Yeah, it's a little bit off, but that works. All right, let's get rid of that, Steven. Go ahead, Toby. I didn't mean to hijack your question.
No, you're good. So, Spencer, we talked about your day in the life, how much of a grind it is. With that grind, I mean, just how do you keep your mental health in check, and especially during the season?
Yeah, well, I think the grind part, like we chose this. We chose the schedule, the sport. So for me, it's a blessing to be able to do this. My dad played as well, and I always wanted to be like him growing up. So this has been a ton of fun. It hasn't really been a grind to me. It's like I said, it's a blessing. I've had a ton of fun. I've met a ton of great people, coaches, athletic trainers, you name it. So I've had a ton of fun doing it. And thankfully, it hasn't felt like a grind to me. It's just felt like being a kid, really. So that's been awesome.
How much eligibility do you have left?
Approximately 25 more games.
25 more games. Okay, that's what I thought, but I want to make sure it's hard to track because you played. I'm like, wait a minute, who the heck are the Bluefield?
Yeah, sometimes I forget too.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, and then I saw that you were Clemson for a little bit, and so on and so forth. So 25 games. Hopefully more. Hopefully that we're.
I think 25 puts us in Omaha. So
that's where we want to go. Toby and I want to end up in Omaha.
Would love it.
Our basketball guys went to the Final Four, or not to the Final Four, but they went to the tournament and they went to the ACC. Toby and I are the guys that get to follow you.
Yeah, we can't let them be the only ones.
No, not at all. And like I said, I like you guys. You got UAB coming up this weekend at home, and they're not that good. You guys should make easy work out of them. I'll tell it the way I see it when I take a look at it. Mm-hmm. Then you got Rice, which I mean, I don't know. Is it fun when you got to get on the plane and you're not taking a bus all the way to Texas, right?
No. We flew last year for the conference tournament, and yeah, I love traveling. It's a blast. I have a great roommate on the road. You eat as a team, do everything as a team. I've always loved it.
All right, so Rice, I mean, you got to get 2 out of 3 there. And then you got the big series. Do you guys have this marked on are you looking at this as motivation against UTSA and saying, look, we're chasing them. We can't wait to that series. We got to get everything clicking before they get into town here.
I didn't even know we played UTSA last, honestly. I just think we're focused on UAB. If you look ahead, normally some of these games can catch up to you and you lose them. So
good answer. All right, and I have more, but I want to ask you one more right now, and then we can talk about Javi Baez and the Rockies. But Tim Tebow, what is it about Tim Tebow? Tim Tebow, I read on one of the sites that you listed him as somebody you look up to, or a role model. What is it about Tebow that you like?
I think just his leadership. That's always stood out to me. I watched him since I was a little kid. My dad played at Florida, so I grew up going to their baseball and football games. So I grew up a huge Tebow fan, just loved watching him play, watching him lead his teammates. His faith is also something that I've been really impressed by, and something I do as well. So he's been a guy I've loved watching, and he's got some ties to my family. My uncle knows him pretty well, flies him around a little bit. So
awesome. And so does Dad talk trash on a night like last night?
No, not really. No? Not really.
He's an Owls fan on nights like last night.
He is an Owls fan, yeah. Even when we play the Gators, he's an Owls fan. But I'm glad he got to be at the game last night, and he knows a lot of people that still run the show at Florida, so it was good for him to be there. It was cool to have his support there.
Cool. Toby.
I actually wanted to hear what you had to say about the Rockies.
Oh, well, I mean, the Rockies are his team. Rockies,
yeah.
He's from Colorado.
Yeah, I assume, but
so let's you go into the draft. ideally, in a perfect world, you want to be drafted to play a Mile High, I'm assuming.
Yes, sir.
Or not Mile High. What's it called? Coors Field?
Coors Field, Mile High, football.
Okay.
I'll play both. It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. But what do you do if the A's draft you? Or if the Marlins draft you? Because I know you like Boca, but nobody wants to play for the Marlins. That's pretty. Nobody wants to play for
I
the
do.
A's.
If they want to pay, I'll play. Absolutely.
They don't want to pay. Believe me, they don't want to pay. So
I don't need Nolan Shanwell money. I just need a jersey.
A jersey, absolutely. Why the Rockies? Is it because you grew up there and you just rooted for the hometown team? Was there a player?
It's the hometown team. I grew up in ever since middle school. I was going to their games. After high school practice, they would have tickets for $4 in the rock pile. So we would drive down there after practice, get our $4 tickets, wait till the 4th or 5th inning, and then go sit in any seat we wanted. So
Nice.
And of course, Nolan Arenado was there, and he was a ton of fun to watch. So when I was there, they had a great infield. So they were good when I was there.
Do you miss Colorado at all right now? I mean, if you had your choice, if you went into the draft as like Juan Soto of the draft, and you say, "Look, I'm going where I'm going to go," where would you go? Would it be Colorado, or would you want to go somewhere else?
Yeah, it would be Colorado. A couple reasons. First, I got a lot of friends and some family back there. And then second, I love hitting in that Colorado air. That's a lot of fun. Makes you look good.
Do you notice? Can you seriously notice? I've never hit in Colorado. A golf ball, a baseball, or anything. Does it really add a lot of distance to your?
It adds distance for sure. It feels like the ball will float more. So if you get it in the air, that's where the damage is done.
Wow. I don't know why they just don't move those fences into like a little league sort of field and just let it be a constant home run derby.
Yeah,
let whoever hits the most fly balls wins the game type of deal. How do you like so are you? I know this question may come across as stupid, but are you a big baseball fan? Are you watching MLB when you're not playing, or do you say, you know what, I had enough of baseball once the season's over, and you go fishing and just hanging out and stuff?
I am a fan, and that's for a couple reasons. My grandpa loves watching baseball, and so I've stayed with him the last couple summers, and he's got this MLB TV package, and we'll just sit and watch baseball games all night. And then I've got a few former teammates in the big leagues, so I always like keeping up with them and following them. So those are probably the two main reasons I watch a lot of baseball.
Did you play other sports when you were a kid, when you were in high school?
Yeah, I ran track, played football, and played basketball.
Okay. And was baseball your preferred sport, or was that just the sport that you were the best in?
It was both. That was the one I preferred, and it was the one I was the best. It's the one I started the youngest too. I was about 4 when I started playing.
All right, cool. And Javi Baez, right, is your favorite player?
Yeah, I'm guessing you got that from a couple years ago. I think it's changed a little bit. Coach Mack probably wouldn't like that answer. He doesn't like the swing and miss. He tells me that a lot. So it's probably more Acuna, still Arenado. I like those two guys.
Now, are you a Yankee hater? Because people either seem to love the Yankees or hate the Yankees.
That's funny because my grandpa loves the Yankees. So I'm in his house, so I can't hate the Yankees or I don't get dinner. So I am a Yankee watcher.
All right. If I'm right, Coach Mack was a Yankee guy too, right?
Oh, he loves the Yankees.
Okay, yeah.
Big Yankee fan.
Yeah, he was. If you ever get him, maybe he just does it, but he told us some great old time New York stories about the.
Coach Mack told you some stories.
Oh yeah, about the.
He knows how to tell those.
He does, huh? Cool. Yeah, Toby, what else you got?
So you mentioned Nolan Shanwell, and it's hard not to. I mean, going 11th in the draft last year. What was like the biggest thing you were able to learn from him last year and just your entire time at FAU, if anything?
I think just the way he approached the game, it was very different from what I'm used to. It was literally like he was playing wiffle ball or playing coach pitch. He stepped up there and he was the most confident player I've ever seen. He knew what he was doing every at bat. Like I said, his approach was good. His confidence was high. It was really impressive to watch, and something I try to do more of this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think he got hit by a pitch more than he struck out last year. Those numbers are kind of unreal.
Yeah,
But
the walks and hit by pitches versus strikeouts were unbelievable.
yeah, that's a number I just haven't been able to get out of my mind since last year.
Yeah.
But
And his vision is better than anyone I've ever played with. So he was special. He was fun to
yeah,
watch.
I mean, you guys entered this AAC this year. You played in the CUSA last year. You had great success there. What's this like transition been like? Because I asked Coach Mack too, but I want to hear it from you. What's the transition been like from a player's perspective? Were there any teams that you were looking forward to playing to in this conference? Just kind of how has this season been transitioning into the AAC?
It's been good. I think there's a little more talent in terms of like depth in the pitchers and the hitters. I think everyone was excited to play ECU.
Yeah.
I've always heard about them, but I've never really seen them play. I always watched the SEC growing up, so I didn't know a ton about ECU. I just knew they played hard, played fundamental baseball, and that's exactly what it was when we played them. So it was a good matchup. I wish we went there. Their stadium looks pretty cool, but it was fun to play them. They're coached well and they played really well.
Yeah,
I got to ask this, and I tried. So here's a few things that I learned because I've interviewed a lot of FAU athletes so far, football, baseball, and everybody. And it shocked me, especially the football guys initially, because I expected them to. I didn't expect everybody to be a great guy. And just every guy was better than the other and a nicer guy. And some of them have become friends, guys that graduated and left. And, Burton, who just signed with the Dolphins, we were texting back and forth right after he signed and some of the other guys. But the problem I had with football is that nobody shows up for the freaking games. The stadium is empty. And I'd ask, no, we'd like to play in an empty stadium because we like blue seats. And I'm like, man, they're telling you to say that. Oh, no, it doesn't affect us. And then they went out to Tampa and they played at Raymond James and the stadium was almost sold out. Yeah. And they put up 60 points against USF and it was the best game. And I'm like, wait, you played against the big crowd and you fed, we didn't notice was anybody there. But then I bring Coach Herman on and he says, where are the people? We need the people to show up. Does anybody know Pitbull is what he asked. Can we get Pitbull to do halftime so people show up? And then Coach Mack, when he was on, he said, we need a new stadium. How much does it mentally bother a player when you play where you're playing now? And it's nice. I love going to baseball. It's relaxing. I love the sport. You guys are great to watch, but it's very Bull Durham-ish, sort of the stadium that you're in now. When you go out to some of these other programs, and it's like going into a almost a major league stadium sometimes. Right. What's it like? Do you ever have that envy? Do you ever say, man, this would be really cool to not play for this team, but to play in this stadium all the time?
Right. I think about that before the game. Like on Thursday nights when we show up at a new ballpark and we're practicing, we all talk about, this stadium's really cool. It'll be cool to play in. And then you get to the game and you're just competing. Mm-hmm. So you don't really think about it during the game. But there are some stadiums that we've been to where we're like, wow, this would fit in Boca, So we think about it, but not during the game. We're just competing during the game.
Gotcha. So what are the expectations of the team now coming as the season sort of winds down and you're heading toward conference play and hopefully Nebraska?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, last night was a good test and some good momentum for us. So I think what you saw last night is probably what you're going to get for the rest of the year. A lot of competing, some really good at-bats, some tough pitching, and then some really good defense, which we played good defense the whole year. So I'm excited for the next 3 weeks and the weeks after.
Awesome. Toby, you got a final question for him?
Yeah, sure. So, 2024, just looking at your games played, this is the most games that you've played in a season so far. And, you're going to add more games to that. You already talked about your shoulder, how that's been bugging you. And I'm sure that's probably the answer to this question. But what's, been the biggest challenge of just dealing with this many games in this season?
I think the biggest part, and I've kind of noticed this the last couple of weeks, is trying to keep your body as fresh as possible, especially your legs. I like to, obviously you guys know I like to run. I like to steal bases. So keeping your legs as fresh as possible is really important. So moving forward, that's going to be really important for me. Like you said, this is the most games I've played in the season in a long time, maybe ever, honestly. I don't know. You probably know the number. yeah, just keeping the legs fresh. And I'm just glad I've played this many games in a season. It's been a long time since I've done it.
And I was told today by my source that his arm actually fell off earlier in the season, and they had to kind of stitch it back on, and he's playing through it. So scouts need to be hearing that and listening to that as much as possible. Man, we appreciate you coming on. When the plan was to try to have a different player on every week, and then you were the very first guy I named, and it was back and forth with Sam, who seems to be a phenomenal guy, and
yeah, he's great.
And now we're coming down the stretch here, but we're rooting for you.
Thank you.
We're pulling for you. I hope that two things. I hope that if we do request anyone else, and they come to you and say, "Hey, what was it like?" Lie to them. Tell them you had a lot of fun and that it wasn't bad at all.
No, I'm gonna tell them it's great. I hope there's more guys that get on.
So do we. So, and we hope that you come back at some point, whether it's the end of this season, whether you're playing for the Rockies. We want to bring you back. The other question is, what kind of food? If you had your choice, you can get any sort of food. What's your go-to food?
Steak. Easy.
Steak. Do you like Italian or no?
I do. I'm better at cooking steak than I am pasta. So.
All right. So for coming on, you don't have to cook, but for coming on, we're working through this, but it's a done deal. So for coming on, anybody who comes on, there's a restaurant. It's down in Pompano. It's called Betta Mia Italian Restaurant. I'll get Sam the details to get to you.
Perfect.
But you got dinner on us for 2 people. So if you want to bring girlfriend, you want to bring dad, you want to bring teammate, whatever. I grew up in the Northeast, in Jersey, New York, where Italian food, there's nothing like it.
Right.
This place in Pompano is unbelievable. And the feeling of the place, you feel like Joe Pesci or Sinatra can come walking in at any minute. So we'll get you awesome. that certificate. Dinner's on us. We appreciate you coming on. And Betta Mia, it turns out, is going to be doing a lot more moving forward, NIL-wise, for people in the future. All Spencer's getting is a dinner, but future guests get $5,000 for their appearance. No, I'm just kidding. But man, we wish you the best. We hope your shoulder holds up. We'll be out there this weekend in person rooting for you.
Thank you.
And if we want you to come back, will you come back at some point?
Absolutely. You guys just let me know when.
Awesome. Tell everybody where they can follow you, because I know that you follow us and we appreciate that, and we're following you. But tell everybody where they can follow you on social.
I just have an Instagram. I think it's srichjr28. So you guys can follow me there. I appreciate you guys having me on. I had a lot of fun. So I look forward to being back on soon.
Awesome. Likewise. Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get our NHL hockey update from Looch is with us tonight. So Spencer, thank you so much. FAU is at home this weekend. So if you're local, head out to Boca. They got great cotton candy and hot dogs. The hot dogs, I grab them and I bring them home to my wife and kid. They're like, "Are you going to the game? Okay, great. Make sure you bring us stuff." So anyway, everybody sit tight. We'll be right back after these words.
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much. But that's not necessarily true. By 6 months, they're combining vowels and consonants. By 9 months, they're trying out different kinds of sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on some meaning. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autismspeaks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
The following is made possible by Dad.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling all over it.
The dad joke. Corny, grown-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
Why do you have to be careful when it's raining cats and dogs? Because you might step in a poodle.
And kids that spend more time with their dads grow up to be smarter, more successful.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding.
And with any luck, funnier adults.
Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance? Because he didn't have any body to go with.
Dad jokes rule. So take a moment to make a moment and give your kid a laugh. It's as easy as going to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
That's really funny.
Okay, men. This is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. I know you won't. Because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen.
You listening to the words of this song, you know this was written about a Jersey girl, right?
Yeah.
This is like every Jersey girl I've ever known.
Right.
How you doing, buddy?
What's going on?
Would you hit the gym today? Look at you in the boom.
Yeah, I got
flexing you got the guns out and everything tonight, huh?
It's hot in Jersey, man. We're at a high of 70 degrees here, man.
70. Oh my goodness. We would be we'd be putting coats on if it was 70 degrees here.
Yeah. I just told the wife, I said, throw the AC on, man, for a few minutes.
Woo, look at you, high roller. When you were a kid, did you guys have AC in the house? Was it central AC?
Yeah,
did you have a window unit?
I think we had both. I think we had the window unit and the central AC. Because, I don't know. I remember having window units for some reason.
Yeah, we had central heat, but we didn't have central AC. And my old man loves it hot, so we didn't use the AC very much.
Yeah, no, I think we did have central air. From what I remember in my old house, yeah.
We weren't rich like you. We lived on the other side.
Sure.
We lived on the other side of the. No, we lived on the same side of the lake, didn't we? Yeah, I think we did.
I think we did. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, it was the one side was the rich side, the other side was the middle class.
Exactly. Once you get over there, like Jill Manning and you know those people. Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
So what is going on, buddy? You here on a Wednesday? We need. Oh, we're screwed. The Islanders lost.
Yeah.
So have they announced that next series yet?
They haven't. No.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I mean, it could maybe wait till Saturday. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe Saturday, Monday. It still might screw us up.
Yeah, Monday doesn't work. Tuesday works. Tuesday
works. Okay.
Let me move forward here and see.
Sunday, Tuesday. I don't think I saw anything updated yet as far as the games go.
I'm looking right now. I'm all the way to Friday. Here we go to Saturday. Nothing there. Sunday. No, nothing there. Monday, there's absolutely nothing. So, yep, no, they have not put it out there yet.
They haven't updated it yet.
Oh. So, where do you want to go since Monday?
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about here?
I was going to go. I was going to go back to the game after we got off on Monday. It was the Golden Knights and Dallas Stars game. That
Mhm.
series was 2-1 for Dallas. I mean, for Golden Knights, they were leading the series 2-1, and Dallas won that game after we got off. They beat Vegas 4-2 at home.
They did, and it was my great grandfather again.
Yeah.
Who
Oh,
was the player of
yeah.
the game.
Oh, I love this
Wyatt.
kid. Yeah, I thought of you when I saw that. I was like ready to post something on social media about it, but I wasn't sure how to word it. But that was great. Yeah, he's some player. They're talking about him. I think he went up from. I think he started the season in like on the third or fourth line, and now they got him up on the first line. So he's making a name for himself pretty quick in his sophomore year. I think
And-
it's his second year in the league. So
And let me point out that you called this game. You had Dallas. You liked Dallas that night, and I said, "Are you sure? This is Vegas going home. The experience. They've been there." And you said, "Nope, Dallas is going to take this game."
right, yep, yeah. So that series is tied 2-2. That's definitely a good series, man.
And that was 6 goals. So I'm not sure
Yeah.
what the over under was there. I think it was 5.5. Keeping an eye on these. I like these hockey over unders. Did you hear what happened to me last night?
No.
It wasn't our best night on basketball. A lot of weird stuff happened, but I knew in the back of my head that one of my picks was the over in that Winnipeg. Who the heck is Winnipeg? Who's my pick?
Winnipeg
Colorado.
and
Colorado. And so I knew I picked it. I'm like, yeah, all right, you know. And then I went and looked at my sports book late at night. I never bet the stupid thing, so I gave the pick out. So hopefully, lots of people hit it.
Yeah.
I didn't, like a doofus. Story of my night last night. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah. So we got Dallas and Vegas. I still like Dallas. Vegas is playing real good, and I mean, I don't know. I'm going to stick to my guns, I think, with that, and go with Dallas.
So you like Dallas at home tonight, huh?
You know what? Everybody's in this series so far. The away teams won.
I see that right here.
Yeah. So I mean, I'd be going against the grain if I said that. It could go 7 maybe tonight. Vegas takes it, or Vegas. That's a tough one.
All right, Looch, I'm gonna break this one. Can I break this one down with you here real quick right now?
Vegas and Dallas. Go ahead.
Yeah, Vegas and Dallas. So let's look. It was. Let me go to what I'm looking at here. So it was 4-2 Dallas in the last game.
Yep.
So Dallas has won the last 2 in a row. Yeah, they won 2 in a row, both in on the road. Dallas won 3-2 in OT. That was an under 6, and they scored 5. That's very odd that it was a straight 6 and not a half. That doesn't make any sense. Vegas won. They were plus 150 that night, and then Vegas was plus 126 in game 1. That was 7 goals in game 1, 4. So this is over, under, over.
5 and 6.
There's no pattern here, man.
No, I know. That's a tough one.
But if you go back, and this was me and Toby were having this conversation. I don't know if it was on air or I think it was on air tonight. Go back 10 games. 10 games ago, Vegas had 7 goals. Then they had 6 goals, or they in the game. 7 goals, 6 goals, 9 goals, 7 goals. So boom, right there. That's 4 overs in a row. But then, since then, they have one over. So that's why these trends where they go 10 games back are not necessarily, it's hard to look. But let me look at Dallas real quick and see. Dallas, obviously, we already know the last couple of games. Dallas is under, 1 over. This has got to be an under game right here, man, because Dallas likes to play under.
Yeah.
So you see this as a low-scoring, close game, or how do you see it?
It's going to be a close game. Sure. Low scoring, probably a low scoring game because you got 2 great goalies. Ottinger for Dallas and was it either Hill or the other guy, Thompson, is it, I think, for Vegas?
I don't know. That I rely on you for, Looch. You're the hockey
Yeah.
guy. All right. So what else do you like tonight? Or what else is
Tonight's
going on?
games.
Yeah.
What we got? We got Vegas and Dallas, and then we got the Kings and Oilers. I'm liking the Oilers. They may close it out tonight. They're up 3-1, and I'm thinking the Oilers. You got Zach Hyman, four games. He's got 6 goals, 7 points, so he's on fire. You got obviously Connor McDavid, who's top-notch player too on that team. Vander Kane. So in that game, yeah, I like the Oilers to beat the Kings. That's the late game, 10 o'clock.
So is LA's goalie? How is LA's? So here again, I'm looking again over unders results last 10. 1-0 was their last game. But then before that, Edmonton, 7 goals, 9 goals, 11 goals, 9 goals. So
Right.
these teams are so streaky where they'll put up so many goals just back to back to back to back to back that a 1-0 game kind of creeps up on you. And it's like, all right, so what does that mean now? What is the trend? Do they go right back to just putting up a ton of goals, or what is going on? And that's what makes playoff hockey so exciting to me.
Yeah, it could go either way, man. I don't know. It's tough. I don't like to bet. I don't like to bet playoff hockey because anything can happen. I mean, you got teams that are just squeaking in, and they win. So the game changes a lot in the playoffs. It gets tough, man. And these guys, and if you get banged up, you get good players that are hurt and they're playing hurt and you don't know it and you're wondering why they're not scoring. Sometimes that's the reason, because they're playing through an injury. So, that's just the way it goes in the playoffs. That's what worries me a little bit about the Rangers. Can they endure, a few more series? And this next series with the Carolina Hurricanes is going to be tough. It's going to be one of the, they haven't seen, Washington was a pushover compared to Hurricane. So, I mean, I was going to go to the Hurricane with that elimination game. They scored. That was 6-3 on the other night, last night.
Looch, I locked a bet in real fast before you move on. I just locked one in. If I hold that up, you got who is it? I locked in the Oilers minus -1.5. I didn't mean to do that. I don't have to go with the money line, but it's done now. And then over 6.5. So that's what I locked in.
Yeah. The Rangers got to watch this next team, the Hurricane. I mean, against the Islanders, that last game, they had six goals, and they had 6 different. I think it was 6 different goal scorers in that game.
Well, you know what? But that's a
good.
good sign. It means everybody's firing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Or that's why the Rangers got to watch out. And I think from what I'm seeing is they're favorite for the Cup. Believe it or not, the Hurricane. I think I saw some odds on that. Their odds. They're number 1 for odds to win the Cup.
Really?
Hurricane. I don't know where the hell it came from, but
let me see if I can find it.
I saw Bet MGM or something. I think it was. They're plus 400.
I'm looking on. I should be looking on BetMGM or FanDuel or DraftKings or whatever, but I got my app out here, so let me. Hockey. N A B C D E. These don't go in alphabetical order. NHL. All right, let's see here. Futures. Stanley Cup winner. Yeah, Hurricanes are plus 400. Whoa, Looch. The Rangers are way down.
Yeah. What, a 5th?
Yeah, Hurricanes are first, plus 400. Edmonton is plus 475. The Panthers are plus 500.
Yeah.
So I'm covered here. I could go either way. I could go Panthers and Rangers. Either way, I'm good. Avalanche are plus 550. Rangers are plus 650. Man, what are they?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know. Maybe they just figure. I don't know. Unless they think they're going to have a hard time against the Hurricane or the Panthers. You know. So
Well, the Hurricanes are the favorite to win, so
Yeah.
they obviously the books are saying that that they're going to dispatch the Rangers here.
Right.
For the conference, for the Eastern Conference, it goes Hurricanes plus 200, Florida plus 230, Rangers plus 325, Boston plus 525, and then Toronto plus 2,000.
Yeah.
Oh, and where do they have? All right, so what's the goalie? What's the goalie's deal on Carolina?
He's a good goalie. I mean, you know, I think they just have a powerhouse scoring. As far as the goalie goes, who the hell is the goalie for Hurricane? I can't think of what his name is. You got me on that one.
The goalie on the Hurricanes is Frederick Anderson.
Oh, Frederick Anderson.
Frederick,
Oh,
yeah, Anderson.
Yeah, definitely a good goalie. He's not top notch. He's not Shesterkin, but
All right, so we have the better goalie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think so. Yeah.
In the regular season, what is this? What the hell is OTL? Overtime.
Overtime loss.
So what was Anderson hurt or something for a lot of the season?
I think he was actually.
All right. Yeah, his record is 13-2.
Right.
So he's only been in 15 games. So because he's fresh, is that scary?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, Shesterkin's on his game right now, so if you're going to put goalie against goalie, I'm going with. I mean, not just because I like the Rangers, but Shesterkin's the better goalie. But Hurricanes have an all-around better team, I think, as far as forwards and defense. They actually have a few ex-Rangers on that team.
So this should be a low-scoring series then, because you got these two rock-solid goalies.
I would say so. Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's gonna go 7. I think this series is gonna go 6 or 7 games.
Isn't that what you want?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll be on the edge of my seat, and my hair, the rest of my hair falling out and everything else. But it is what it is, man. 7 game series makes it interesting. As long as the Rangers come out on top, I'm fine with that.
How about a 7-game series with 1 overtime, 2 double overtimes, and then Game 7 is a triple overtime?
No, I can't
0-0
stress,
triple
man.
overtime.
I can't. Yeah, right. I can't take that stress, man. Yeah, that's not good.
All right, what is the superstition? What is so the next Rangers open up Game 1 against Carolina? What do you do first? What do you eat? Where are you watching it? Do you stay if you're standing and this first goal is scored? Do you keep standing for the rest of the night?
No. Sometimes I'll sit in my chair that's near the TV. It's actually what was it? When my wife was pregnant, she had the rocking chair. So I'll sit in that rocking chair and watch the game on that. And if the Rangers are winning, I'll stay there. If it's a tie game and I'm standing up and looking right at the TV right in front of me, and watching the game from right in front of the TV, almost like I'm at the game, because who knows, we might not be able to get to a game this round. So
now, what about like if let's say the game's 0-0 or 1-1, and there's third period, 10 minutes left, but nature calls? What do you do? Do you diaper up before the game even starts? I mean, how do you handle this, bro?
No, I'll hit the pause button and run out, shut my phone off, so nobody texts me or lets me know the score, because I got people always always texting me saying, "Hey, the Rangers, yeah, who scored?" And I got to stay away from that.
And now you got me texting you, Looch. I need more goals, Looch. I need less goals, Looch.
I've DVR'd a lot of games that I just never got to and said to hell with it because I already knew the score. Because people were throwing it out there.
What does your sports book look like tonight? Do you have any action tonight?
Actually, I think I did put something down tonight for.
We create degenerates all over the place. Look
Yeah,
at Looch. Looch, can you do this? I don't know. I want to bet Nelly. He's got multiple books going. He's like, what if I get my iPad? Can I set up other accounts on my iPads? And we got a lot of new friends that you're gonna like too, Looch. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, tonight what I'm doing is just small bets. I'm not doing nothing crazy. I went with Dallas tonight, and then I went with anytime goal scorers Wyatt Johnston, and I think I went with Jack Eichel tonight. So went with the short, almost the short bets.
So you're not doing anything like Toby. Toby at the beginning gave out his picks, and it was like, I don't know, like 14 or 15 games, and the lines were changing, and I bet them. I said, we have to see what happens if your picks come out. If you want to be an official Bleacher Bet representative, we need to see what kind of skills you got. Because have you heard that we were 32-4 last week? Anybody tell you that? Yeah, I mean, the whole world knows. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I picked the. I wanted to tell you that I picked the Jets to win, and they got bumped out by Colorado. Man, 4-1 in that series. They're done. So I'm gonna pick Jets are out.
Yeah, I hate to see that series go because that series was a money machine for the over.
Yeah, and I like the Avs. I like the Avs going forward. Since they beat the Jets. You look at the odds for the Vegas Golden Knights winning the Cup. What was it?
I did. They were way down.
Plus 1,800. I actually went and did a $10 on that one too. I said, "The hell with it! I'll just throw $10 down on it and see what happens." So nothing crazy, but if Vegas wins, they got a good team, and they're a different team than they were to start the season off. They picked up a couple guys, around the trade deadline, and they may surprise people.
All right. So is there anything else you want to hit before I sort of transition to the end of the segment?
No, just looking forward to some Rangers Hurricanes. You got the Kings and the Oilers tonight, which should be a good game. Like I said, Oilers. I'm not really paying attention. There's the other series going on, Predators and the Canucks. Canucks are up in that series 3-2.
Why are you not paying attention? Because you're not afraid of either one of these teams? They're kind of irrelevant?
Yeah, I don't know. I just something about them. I have no interest in those series. I like the Vegas series. I like Dallas. I'm just watching those games more than I'm switching over to the Predators and Canucks.
And the Bruins Maple Leafs, you're not really you're not
little
very
bit
invested in this one?
A little bit. I'd like to see Toronto win. They did win without Austin Matthews last night, and I think that series is up. Boston's up 3-2 in that series, and I don't think they're talking about Austin Matthews not being in Game 6. He may be out. He's dealing with some kind of an injury or an illness or something. They haven't really disclosed too much about his issue. I know he got on the ice. I think he was on the ice for 8 minutes in practice before this last game, and got right off the ice. So he's dealing with something, and he's their goal scorer, man. I mean, they still won without him though. So,
well, look, the Bruins in the 2 games that have been in Toronto, the Bruins have won both of them so far.
Okay.
And they play. I mean, is this going to be a 7-game series?
Yeah. I mean, it's sure could be. Yeah. I don't know if they can win again without Austin Matthews, the Maple Leafs. So It really depends if he's going to be playing or not. We'll see if he's going to be playing in Game 6. If he's in, I think they might win it, tie it up, and they may bring it to 7 games. Yeah, depends on Austin Matthews. This game was a low-scoring game. What was it, 2-1? I think Toronto barely scored. They won in overtime. Yeah, it was tied going into overtime.
2-1.
And then Matthew Nye scored in overtime to win it. What was it? 2 minutes into the overtime.
You know, you can find all of this information on BleacherBrothers.com.
Sure can.
You know what else you can find? By chance, are you looking at a computer right now?
I am.
Do you have Bleacher Brothers opened up?
I don't.
All right. So let's look at all the problems that exist here. 1, you don't have it open up. 2, you said you didn't have it open up. You're supposed to say, yeah, I got it opened up. Of course I do.
I do now.
This is the media organization that I represent. But check this out. If you click on BleacherBet real fast.
Yep.
And then scroll down a little bit here to the offers. Look at all of these friends that we have now. And this isn't even all of them.
Scroll down. All right. I'm looking at it as I'm speaking to you. Oh, I got you. Offers.
Bet365, Caesars, BetMGM, FanDuel, Better, Prize Picks, Underdog, Sleeper. Look at Sleeper.
Nice.
They'll match your initial deposit up to $500. That's nuts. So a lot going on. At some point, we're still working it out, but at some point, you will put out Looch on Ice updates or something next week while if the show is dark. The show may not actually be dark. We're still working on that. And if the show is not dark and you want to be on with Robbie or Toby or whoever's hosting and do the segments, absolutely positively, because they're filling in on what we do. So and if you wear that muscle shirt, man, have you been going to the gym?
I have.
It doesn't look like it. You probably will go more, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, well, listen. When you're 53, man, you can lift as much as you want. It's tough.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Tough to keep it on, man.
I know. I am 53. I know. Looch on Ice just right now. Tune in almost every day when the show is on because the playoffs. So Looch is coming on days where he wouldn't, and who knows? Maybe next week or the week after, Looch will be on all 4 days because that's what needs to happen. And stay tuned. Looch on Ice could be reporting live from Madison Square Garden next week. You never know.
Right.
We're working on it.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I'll throw some Twitter tweets out there on X or whatever. If I can't get on, I'll throw some out there and just do some updates and scores or whatever. But I'll try to get on.
Awesome. Looch, you do a good job, buddy.
All right.
I'm not going to say a great job, but you do a good job. And wearing the tank top and looking like you're getting ready to go down to the boards, that helps, because the women, let me hang on. I can look real fast and let's see.
Sure.
Women to men. 497 women watching right now. 3 men.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so
you must be doing something right.
When you came on, that's what it was. When Spencer was on, it was a whole bunch of baseball heads. We should have asked Spencer if he's a hockey fan and about his Colorado Avalanche, but we didn't. But man, we appreciate it. Thanks for coming in tonight and keeping us up to date. We will see you again soon. Everybody sit. No, don't sit tight. I'm going to bring Luker in right now. Luker's going to do his update. So, Looch, gracias, my friend.
All right, guys.
All right?
Yep. Thanks, AJ.
And what is tomorrow? Is tomorrow bye day, leg day, back day? What are you doing in the gym tomorrow?
I get to the gym tomorrow. Yeah, I should be able to. Probably legs tomorrow.
Legs. All right. So you'll be having to sit in that rocking chair because you won't be able to walk on Friday.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Thanks, man.
Yep. Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right. We're going to the Luker Live update desk. That's you, buddy.
All right.
And we're going to find out what the heck is going on in the world right now. So what's up, pal?
All right. Tip-off is about to happen in Boston. That game's going to be tipping off in less than 1 minute. So that game's going to be underway soon. And then
all right. Hey, let me make a point. You just said the same thing 3 times.
I know. MLB, we have some more finals in the books, and I'll get to them and tell you them. The Phillies beat the Angels 2-1. The Padres beat the Cincinnati Reds 6-2. The New York Yankees and Baltimore Orioles are tied at the end of 3. The Colorado Rockies.
Who's winning?
It's a tie game 0-0.
All right. Any home runs?
No, it's 0-0. There's no score. No one scored.
Any hits?
There probably is some hits. I don't.
Probably is. I'm looking at it. I got it. Soto with the hit and the stare down.
Yep. The Rockies and Marlins are tied 0 apiece in the top of the 5th inning. And New York with the Mets and Cubs, it's a 0-0 game in the top of the 2nd in that game. Bottom 1st in Boston, the Giants and Red Sox are at 0-0. Coming up, the puck should be dropping soon in the Vegas Golden Knight Dallas Star game in the NHL. And later on in the evening, once we're off the air, the Kings and Edmonton Oilers will be playing. The Washington Nationals and the Texas Rangers should be throwing first pitch in less than an hour from now. And the Cleveland Guardians and the Houston Astros as well. And the nightcap game for baseball is the Dodgers and the Amsterdam. And on this day in history, in 1970, the Los Angeles Lakers outscored the New York Knicks 22-16 in the highest scoring overtime in NBA playoff history, defeating the Knicks 121-115 in Game 4 of the Finals. And that is your sports update.
Wow. So here's this is breaking to me. All right. Let me go back, and then we'll go to our spot, and then we'll get Thom in here to find out what's going to happen this week. But as of last night at tip-off, and this is very concerning to me now because this is messing with my easy money here. Giannis was done probably for the entire postseason, and who knows what's going on with Dame. Here's the headline. Bucks, Doc Rivers, Giannis and Dame very, very, very close to return. That, I don't know, but does that change everything? Or does it change nothing? Because Milwaukee has underachieved all year long. And does that, that's a lot to look at when you break this down, Toby. Because let me turn your mic on just in case you want to say anything. Because the third string, second string, they rocked out last night. Now, do Giannis, and is he going to be 100%? Probably not. Is Dame going to be 100%? Definitely not. So, oh, man, the intrigue. That's why you need to tune in to the Bleacher Bet picks, because I will figure it all out for you. And then all you have to do is do what I tell you to do. Damn it, Steven. Why don't you ever do what I tell you to do, damn it? We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with Toby, with Chef Thom, and with the CJ Cup Byron Nelson, I think. Was it Byron Nelson? Is that what it's called? Yeah, okay. So, and why is it the CJ Cup? Well, we'll find out, all right? Everybody stay where you are. You are listening to the Bleacher Brothers Show on 102.9 The Game.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad, just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman.
In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Toby,
What's going on?
why doesn't Louise Arrays have any hits yet?
I've been eyeing that down for the last half an hour, and it's really bothering me.
And you know what? My call on the under a half a run is looking real good in this game right now.
It is.
What else are we looking at here? Anything? That was the only player prop that we stuck into this thing, right?
Do you take that Shota Imanaga under 5.5 hits? I believe he's
No, because
still...
it changed, didn't it?
It
It
did.
changed
Yeah,
to 4,
it did.
right?
But I think the Mets are still hitless right now.
And then what was the other one? You had the
Horizon and Corbin Burns over 6.5 strikeouts.
But that changed also, so we did not. Right, I got the Guardians to win. Over 9.5 Nationals Rangers. Under 8.5 Boston San Francisco. Cubs to win. Under 8.5 Yankees at Baltimore. It's looking good right now. Over 1.5 for how do you say his name? Arise? Arise. That was close, bro. I knew it had an A in it and a bunch of R's. And then the Marlins to win. I can't believe you talked me into betting on the Marlins to win.
I said I didn't love it, but just trying to get a pick out there.
Oh, dude, when you do this, you have to. You gotta love it, dude. You know what I mean?
They gotta win sometime. I mean, they can't lose every game, and it's Colorado. Like, they can't lose every game.
I get this feeling with the NBA. I see it. This is you crashing your car into the bridge. Exactly. speaking of somebody who doesn't care, look at you. You look like you're ready for golf, buddy.
I am, baby.
Nice. And you're on the, what hole is that you're on there?
This is the 18th coming down the hill.
Okay. And on what, is that the Atlantis golf course where I used to live?
Yeah,
or no?
I'm at TPC Craig.
What is TPC? Why are there so many TPCs now? What the hell is TPC?
TPC is a management company. They're the ones that manage the courses. Okay, like there's TPC here, probably a half a dozen TPC courses here in Florida. TPC's all over the place. TPC, where they play the waste management.
Yep, I've heard of that.
The championship course, and then they have the other course, which I like better. It's just the company that manages it, and they're typically private courses or semi-private. You see out in Arizona, that's a semi-private course. Okay. TPC here in Florida, or TPC that they're playing at this weekend, that's private course. That's strictly private. You got to pay a lot of bucks to get in there.
Got it.
So, but looking forward to this weekend. The course, they actually changed sponsors. It used to be the AT&T Byron Nelson, and now it's the CJ Group Byron Nelson. I guess CJ Group outbid him for the sponsorship, and you probably never even heard of him. I bet.
It's hard to keep up, buddy.
Yeah, but CJ Group is actually it's a big company out of South Korea, and they have CJ Group here in America, CJ Group America, and they're basically in food, entertainment. It's just a big holding company. Like some of the brands that they have: Red Baron Pizza, Tony's Pizza, Edwards Cake, Freshetta, Mrs. Smith. And then
Betamia, is that part of the
no, Betamia is not part of that group yet.
Right.
I think Betamia would do better without them, because it looks like most of their groups are like Korean food companies.
So did you hear that at least temporarily guests that come on the show are getting dinner on Betamia?
Yeah, you told me that the other day.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, good choice.
Guest, not people like you. You're not a guest, dude.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't mind paying. I don't mind paying when I go there.
Putting it on the Bleacher tab.
It's worth every penny of it going there. So anyway, a little history of the tournament. The reason why it's called Byron Nelson. In 1968, PGA approached him and basically put his name on the tournament.
Who is Byron Nelson?
Byron Nelson, he was born in the early 1900s. He was a caddy when he was 12 years old.
Toby, do you know this stuff already? Because you're in school. What are they teaching you at FAU?
Not this stuff.
Yeah, you should know all this already.
They taught me this in school. I mean, I might have been paying attention a little more.
They don't have golf classes?
I'm afraid not.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Do they have activist classes?
No, not at FAU.
Definitely not at FAU.
Yeah, the police didn't have to storm the campus last night and remove people from the from the study hall, did they?
Florida was smart. They said, we're not here to babysit. Get the hell out.
No, Ron DeSantis won't stand for that. He'll just send people and they'll start opening fire.
So anyway, Byron Nelson, he turned pro when he was 20 years old, 1935. He played from 35 to 46. He was actually considered one of the greatest golfers in golf history. If you ever watch a video on YouTube, he's got a really pure swing like Freddie Couples. Freddie Couples was from Washington. Call him Boom Boom. He won the Masters a few times. And he's on the Champions Tour, the old man's tour, which would be right for me.
Okay.
He's great. He had he had 2 Masters wins, 1937 and 1942. He also won 52 PGA events in a span of 11 years. So that's actually pretty good.
Dude, I've known you 20 years. And I have always said, what the F are you talking about? Because you never sound like you know what you're talking about. This is the first time I've ever heard you sound like you know what the hell you're talking about.
Because I prepared.
Hey, Steven.
Thank you.
Steven.
I got to do the golf thing.
YouTube.
Tip my
YouTube
hat.
short. Is it YouTube? Why am I echoing? Who's making me echo? One of you guys did something. Steven, I think. On our YouTube short, there's a Ken Griffey Jr. golf swing. Can you pull that up? I want you to analyze. Do you remember Ken Griffey Jr.? Are you old enough to know who Ken Griffey Jr. was?
Of course, yeah.
Do you know his father?
Yeah.
Ken Griffey Sr.?
Ken Griffey Sr.
You know they played together?
They did, yeah.
They did, yes. Do you know what team Ken Griffey Jr. would never play for and he hated?
Yankees.
Yankees,
The
yeah.
Yankees, yes, because they did Ken Griffey Sr. wrong.
Yep.
Actually, they did Jr. wrong. George came down and said, look, Senior, I don't want your kid hanging out in the clubhouse. But then he let Greg Nettles' kids hang out in the clubhouse.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. Maybe George didn't. Maybe George was a racist. I don't know if he was or he wasn't, but that's anyway Griffey's. But anyway, do you remember Griffey Jr.'s baseball swing?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Sweetest swing. Well, here, I
Yeah.
got Griffey Jr. You got this, Steven? I just posted it like a day or two ago. All right. Ken Griffey Jr.'s golf swing, damn close to his baseball. It almost looks like the same exact swing. No, this is not the one that I was looking for. You got a better one? Maybe this is the one I was looking for. All right, let's take a look at this golf swing of
Lefty.
Oh yeah, this is not the one I was talking about, but this is a good one.
Yeah, it shows a lot of swings. Oh, he's clean.
That's nice.
He's a
You hear that-
knocker, man.
You hear that crack at the club too?
Every time. Look at that.
Damn.
You know, divot after he hits the ball.
Well, that one he did though.
Yeah, you should. After you hit
okay.
the ball, you should hit a divot when you're using your irons. You know?
When I'm taking these shots, all you hear is my club bending because it's hitting nothing but dirt.
Yeah, when I hit the club now, all you hear is all the creaks in my bones.
Dude, how good is this? We could just sit here and watch this all night long.
I'm telling you, sometimes I will, you know, I'm lying in bed and I'll just start looking at golf videos, you know, and just, I mean, that's how a lot of players have learned how to play. My son Joey learned, and Joey's a really good golfer. I mean, he's a low handicapper and he's self-taught. I mean, I taught him the basics, and it's funny because, you know, I was the teacher, he was the student, and now he teaches me and he helps me with my game. You know, it's amazing. One of these days before the show, or before, you know, during my segment, I have a video of my son's swing next to Rory McIlroy's swing. Hey, Steven, are you friends with me on Facebook? Okay, you can probably even find that in my videos. You'll see two golfers. And when you see these two swings, you know, right next to each other, it's just amazing.
That's it. Next week when I'm on vacation, yeah, right. I'm on vacation. But next week when I'm not here, instead of having Toby or Robbie or anybody filling, we're just going to play 3 hours of Ken Griffey Jr. golf swinging over and over and over again. Cool. That would be something, right?
Oh yeah, you know, or like a replay of the, you know, great shots at the Masters.
No, we don't want that. We just want Ken Griffey. It was relaxing. I mean, it was really. I kind of dozed off.
Yeah,
during it, and I always doze off during your segments, but that one had nothing to do with you.
I can't wait till Gerald comes down. You know, go out and play with him.
Yeah, and hey, if you didn't catch Gerald's show, did anybody catch Gerald's show today? White Noise.
I did.
All right, great guest he had today, huh?
Yeah, he was pretty good. Except I couldn't see him; it was too dark in the studio.
Yeah, well, that's the way I like it, bro. I was the filling guest. Gerald's guest had something come up, and he's like, "Hey, you're the guest," and I'm like, "Yeah."
That was good. Yeah, I caught a good 45 minutes of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fun to watch. To watch.
It's the guests that make the shows. That's why tonight's show was fantastic because of Spencer Rich, and Gerald's show is probably an Emmy or an what do they give away? YouTube gives away some kind of awards, right? There's got to be an award.
Sure they do.
That. Yeah. All right, come on. We got to get to this because we're already we gotta be done with this.
Okay. Well, the thing with the Byron Nelson, okay, they used to play it in TPC Irvine. During COVID, they moved. Now it's at TPC Craig's Ranch. And the
what state is this in?
It's in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it's not part of the Texas Swing. Texas Swing already happened, but then, you know, they go back and forth to a whole bunch of different states numerous times. Texas is one of them, and Texas has a bunch of great courses. But the field And I think it's because the PGA Championship's coming up, I think next week, isn't it? The PGA
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
is next week. So what a lot of golfers do is they go to the course to prepare, and they start playing. Get some practice rounds in. And some courses, like some tournaments, for instance. I can't remember the tournament that was before the Masters. My memory kind of is a little screwed up right now, but a lot of these golf courses before majors and big tournaments, they'll set up the course, the rough and the greens. How fast the greens are. They'll set the rough higher, like the majors, so that this way it's almost like a practice round before you get to the major.
Okay.
And I'm kind of surprised that there's not any really big names playing this week. Really, the only big names: Jordan Spieth, Siwoo Kim, Jason Day, Adam Scott, Noren, and you have a bunch of older guys that are playing. And these are guys that play almost every week: Stuart Sink, Kisner, Matt Kuchar. Nick Watney. A lot of the guys that have been around for a while play this tournament going into next week. But these are guys that play tournaments all year long. There's this one kid, and do you follow golf? I know AJ doesn't, but Toby, you follow golf at all?
Not too much anymore. I still
Okay,
know, at least a little bit.
about 10 years ago, in LA at the LA Country Club, there was this kid, Ben Hostler. Okay. And the big thing about him was everybody was, commenting online about his hot mom. And so anyway, Ben Hostler, this kid, he made the cut and he was up there throughout the whole tournament. He could have very easily won that tournament. And he's in this tournament. He hasn't had any big wins this year, but he's one of these guys, and the guy's already made like $18 million. He's never won a tournament. He only has a handful of top 10 finishes. But the thing is, he's one of these guys that plays every weekend, kind of like Tiger did years ago. Luke Donald, who was number one player for 3 years, never won a tournament, but he won a lot of money. And that's how they do the standings in golf. Now they go not only by money, they also go by the FedEx Cup points. But, like this guy, Nick Watney, he was a baller back in the day, in the last 10 years. He was hot. And on the app that AJ and I use, the only one that we get to use right now,
there's a new one. I'll send you the link. There's a new one.
Wait till you get that to me. But he's on the line. This is funny. Online they're using on PGA, on the PGA website, MGM, right? And he's like plus 100,000. So I was like, wow. So then I looked at the app that we use, and he was plus 500,000. Nick Watney. Wow. So I was like, oh shit. Whoop. Pardon my French.
All right, come on. You got to get to your. You got to get.
So anyway, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bet $1 on this guy. $1 bet. That's 4 quarters. That's 10 dimes. It's 100 pennies. What the heck? I don't care. It's $1. And if it comes in, that's $5,000. So I was like, well, wait a second. Let's do $4 more. If this guy wins. And it can happen. Anything can happen in golf. That's why I love golf. Okay, anything can happen. If this guy wins the tournament on a $5 bet, my $1 and $4 bet combined, that's $25,005. I think that's pretty good money, But of course, I picked the favorite, Jordan Spieth. He's at plus 1,500. But at MGM, let me pull that up. He is, I think he was like plus 1,200 or something like that. Let's see. SP.
Jordan Spieth is plus 1,600 at MGM.
Plus 1,600 at MGM, 1,500 here. Okay, so I was like, all right, let me get one in with him. Now, again, another old timer. Stuart Sink. This guy, he is always in the mix. You know, the problem is with these old guys that, you know, Stuart Sink, I believe, is 51. When they're, you know, the third day, I think he would do great on the Live Tour because they only play 3 rounds. But, you know, usually coming into the fourth day, some of these older guys, they're spent. I mean, I go out and play and I take a cart and I'm spent after 9 holes, but it doesn't help that I'm doing the beers, you know. But anyway, so my picks for the tournament: Brant Snedeker, he's a baller, you know. Brant Snedeker, Brant. I got Jordan Spieth, Jason Day, of course, my long shot, Nick Watney. That's my picks to win. Now, what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to start looking at, because they also have top 5, top 10, and top 20. Okay, which I think is great because, you know, we're not Knicks against whoever, we're not Rangers against whoever, one team against another and a spread. We have in this field, I mean, there's got to be 150 players, you know, in the field before the cut on Friday. And when they hit the cut on Friday, it's usually 75 players. So you're like one team against 74 teams. So, you know, my strategy, and I'm really starting to get better at picking my strategy because I made some money last week. My strategy is sit down, just like horse racing, study the players. Okay. Take a look at where their top 10s are, how recent their top 10s are, how recent their top 20s, their top 5s, and start mixing it up and put them in. Now, for top 5 and top 10, I would definitely pick Jordan Spieth. I would definitely pick Jason Day. But now when you go from winner to top 5, top 10, top 20, obviously the odds drop. So you got to throw a little bit more out there. Instead of betting a $10 bet, you go $25 bet or a $50 bet. You know, so golf. I'm really starting to pick up. I guess it's handicapping. Got to be able to handicap. Got to be able to handicap the golf, just like you're handicapping the horses. You know, like Joe Quinlan here can maybe help me out.
Yeah. So speaking of Joe Q, tomorrow night, and Tom, we got like a minute left on this.
Yeah, no worries.
Tomorrow night, Joe Q will be on Kentucky Derby preview. On Saturday morning at 8 a.m., Joe Q and myself, 2 hours, we're breaking the entire Kentucky Derby field down. We're going to give you the winners and the losers and all that sort of jazz. So go ahead, Tom.
Okay, so pretty much that's where I'm at with this tournament. I'm going to start prepping this weekend for my bets for next week. Prop bets. They do have, one of the things is the app that we use. I'm not really big fan of the prop bets that they have because, you know, they have matchups. Matchups are hit or miss. First round leader is.
Well, that's why you got to download the Prize Picks app that I just sent you. New friend of ours, and there you'll have different options in there.
Yeah, a first round leader is usually a pretty safe bet. And typically the like Jordan Spieth, for instance, 1,500 to win, first round leader plus 3,000. You bet $10, that's $300. And here's the thing: Jordan Spieth always kills it in Texas. He's from Texas, you know. The Texas courses, he's got an eye. He definitely has an eye for the Texas courses. The specials they have, making the cut. You know, by Friday, hole in one. Is there going to be a hole in one during the tournament? It's minus 190, yes, because there's usually 1 or 2 during any tournament. Plus 135, no. Is the tournament going to go to a playoff? Plus 300, yes. That's a pretty safe bet because I would say 50% of the time these tournaments go into a playoff. But here's a crazy one. The top American team or player. They have top American. They have you know.
Seems like a very racist bet to me, but
yeah, they're like different nationalities, you know, and the odds. I mean, they're a little lower, but they're really not great specials. I mean, the only special I like is pretty much the go to playoff a winning margin's also a good one too. So one shot, a playoff, 4 shots or more. Anybody can run away with a tournament. You look at Tiger Woods back in the day. I mean, Tiger Woods sometimes would be 8 shots ahead going into Sunday. And most of the guys' attitudes when Tiger Woods was around, I'm just playing for second place. Second place money's pretty good, So there's where I'm at. I'll be ready next week too with my picks for the championship.
All right.
Tune in. Watch it now. Do what I do. DVR and fast forward to all commercials.
That's what we'll do, and somehow, some way, I don't know exactly how everything's going to shake down next week, but we'll get the golf segment in. So
yeah, no worries.
Chef Thom, CJ, Byron Nelson Open.
CJ
You got
Byron
your
Nelson.
Yep, you got your picks, you got your parlays, you got your props, you got all that. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Bill Perkins, top fan rivalry. Everybody just sit tight right where you are, and yeah.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service.
Tomorrow night, besides Joe Q, we finally get Nick the Flick back in studio. Big fight weekend. Canelo Alvarez and Mungia. I think Canelo is going to get upset this weekend. We'll have picks. We'll talk about the Tyson-Paul fight, which is an official, on the record, no headgear, no patty cakes, no BS fight. A lot of stuff going on tomorrow night on the show. So, Bill Perkins. That looks like a Met hat from here, but it's not. It's a V. What is it? LV? What is that?
Stands for Fountain Valley Barons, my alma mater in high school.
Fountain Valley Barons. Wow. Did you catch Spencer Rich earlier in the show tonight when you were out driving around?
I did not. I just got back from Anaheim Stadium. I took a friend of mine who's a huge Philly fan to watch the Phillies take care of the Angels today.
What happened? Schwarber hit a home run or something?
No, Schwarber got a C-nice single with second and third and 1 out to score the only 2 runs for the Phils. And then there was a home run on the Halo side, 2-1 Phils.
All right. Well, we got 3 baseball guys here. So can I start with how much does it suck to be an Angels fan?
You have no idea how much crap I heard when Artie chose to sell the team and then chose not to. I mean, it's almost as bad as looking at Tom change hats to things like, the Padres and the Giants and the Dodgers suck backgrounds. It almost is that bad. Not that bad, but almost as bad. But yeah, it's tough if you're an Angel fan right now, man. Mike Trout's out for potentially this season. Anthony, I'm made out of glass, Rendon. Please don't make me play 162 games, Rendon. You know, he's out again. And when you literally are looking at the lineup, you feel like you're in the opening scenes of Major League where the guys are working on the janitor from Scrubs is working on the rails or something like that. And he goes, who the F are these guys? That's pretty much how you feel when you're looking at the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely brutal. And I heard about Rendon. That happened about a week ago, right? And I said, well, you know what? Maybe they're better off without Rendon because he seems like just a cancer to me. But then the news on Trout, that's just devastating. But this is another, all right, best player in baseball? Maybe. Having a great start to his season? Maybe. Hurt again? Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's if you're an Angel fan, you're having a tough time. Yeah. You're having a tough time.
How many of you were at the game today? Could you count them on two hands?
So literally, and no disrespect to you Angel fans that are listening, all 6 of you that might be listening to the show.
There's only 5. There's only 5 people watching and listening right now, so all 6 of them can't be here.
Okay, yeah, that's my bad. I mean, that's if you count Tom twice. So literally, AJ, I've gone to, no joke, in my life, probably 400 Angel games.
Wow.
Because they used to have Wednesday getaway days when I was in high school. They'd have Wednesday getaway days for $1. Right. And so what you do is if we won on Tuesday and didn't have practice on Wednesday, we'd all get out of school at 11:30, go over to the game, sit wherever we wanted to for $1. So I've probably gone 300-400 games in my lifetime that are Angel games. And legit, I've never seen the stadium this empty ever. I thought it was in Oakland. Maybe 5,000 people were there today. Maybe.
Did you see this today when you were there?
No, close.
Oh, it's not a video. It's just a screenshot. I thought it was a video. Okay.
Close. Yeah, that's about how full the stadium was.
Wow.
I mean, it was brutal. It literally felt so. The helmet nachos are a big thing. Section like on the 100 level and the 400 level, they're always packed. I walked right up, got my helmet nachos. The cookie line, you can get a bucket of cookies for $30, and these things smell all over the stadium. They smell like all kinds of heaven.
Is it insomnia cookies?
No.
Do they have those out there?
My gosh, I forget what it's called. But these cookies, usually you are waiting. Even I went on Friday night. Even in the 9th inning, you got a line that's 40 minutes long. And today there was 0 line for cookies.
Wow.
0 line. It was. I didn't want to take video or picture of it because it was so bad. It was so bad.
Did you feel the earthquake? Joe said there was an earthquake this afternoon.
I did. I was actually with a friend of mine named Joe, who's from Philly, and he's sitting there gabbing on, and I'm like, do you feel it? And we're sitting up in section 400. So if we're going to fall, we're going to fall on people.
Wait, whoa. Hold on. Stop.
Okay.
Why? Why were you in 400? You? From there? Top fan rivalry? Shouldn't you be in the box behind home plate?
Listen, a buddy of mine gave me the tickets today. And like I said, a good friend of mine, in fact, Joe, he makes our baseball cards.
Yeah. What do you do when you come to Florida? Are you taking a Greyhound across country or what?
No, Toby rented me a limo.
Oh, that was nice.
Now, Toby, you got to understand the girls that you told me that are going to be in the limo. I can't do that, bro. I'm married. So you're going to have to get those girls out.
I'll let them know.
Yeah, but you better not count on Toby's being able to pay for it because he gave us a whole bunch of baseball bets tonight, and adios mios.
They're not looking good.
Yeah, somebody's going to need to tell Tom what to do with these girls, but that's a different story. But yes, I felt the earthquake.
Okay, but nothing exciting. This earthquake, right?
No, I looked at my buddy, and so there was a family sitting right behind us, and the girls. So it was like a husband and wife, and a brother-in-law, and a sister, and like 6 little ones. And of the 6 little ones, Like they were freaking out. They're like, mommy, why is the earth shaking? And I looked at my buddy Joe and I go, hey, at least we're going to fall on top of people.
Is it a creepy feeling when you're sitting in the 400 section? Because the earthquake feels like rolling. I was in an earthquake once when I lived in LA. Nothing big, just a little, like it's scared. I was like, whoa, I was on a sales presentation in somebody's house trying to sell some stuff. And all of a sudden I felt the ground roll and I'm like, whoa. And they're like, yeah, it was an earthquake. No problem. And I was like, oh, okay.
So there's two types of earthquakes, the ones that roll and the ones that shake.
Okay.
The ones that roll are a little bit more nerve-wracking because you can feel them and it feels like a wave and it feels like it's never going to stop, right? The ones that shake to shake for, however long and then stop. This one was a shaking one, and I'd rather be in those than the ones that roll.
I don't know. I thought it was a kind of cool feeling, the one that rolled, but I don't know. So here's good news. Let me give you a little bit of breaking good news here. Arise, he's got a hit. Did he hit a home run?
He did.
All right, so we got one hit, Toby. I need another hit, and the Marlins are winning. This guy talked me into betting on the Marlins to win tonight. And I looked at the run line. The over-under in this game was a half a run.
Mm-hmm.
How is that possible? But anyway, Marlins are up 2-1 in the bottom of the sixth, and Arise has got that one hit, so we need one more, and then I will stop goofing on you, at least for a little while here, Tobes.
I want to know the dude that doesn't have Gray Sports Almanac who bet on the White Sox to sweep Tampa Bay last weekend. I want to meet that guy.
Baseball's a streaky sport, my friend. Anything can happen.
The White Sox are not going to win 3 in a row the rest of the season. I
didn't think they were going to win 3 this season, period. Stop right there. But they apparently, everybody goes. It's a long season. So everybody's got to have their good days and their bad days.
It is.
Hey, speaking of bad days, and I know that you have a huge following in Houston, but was he a World Series MVP that's now playing for?
I think he's a season MVP. 2020
was okay, and now he's playing for the. Who was the team that you guys just went to? The spacecrafts out there. The
Space Cowboys.
Yes, is that who he got demoted to?
He's coming here to West Palm for rookie ball.
Oh, he's coming here. Is he really?
Who?
Yeah.
Who's this?
Jose Abreu.
Jose Abreu.
Yeah, that doesn't.
He sat down yesterday.
The dude that they brought up, I saw at the game at Space Cowboys, and he went 0 for 6 with 6 strikeouts.
Wow.
But he
Sounds
was
like Toby on his picks.
He was the top pick, and I thought, oh, this homie's having a rough day. And baseball's a funny sport. You can go 0 for 13 with 12 strikeouts, and then all of a sudden go 12 for 24 with 9 home runs. It's just a weird sport like that, and they brought him up. Abreu isn't even hitting his weight. The Houston fans are ready to make him go away. The rumor on the street is make Abreu go away, and why didn't Josh Hader come with a warning label? So,
what? Let me look here real fast. Whoa! Look at Houston, huh? 6 games out of first, 10-19, and not only do they suck at home, they suck on the road too this year.
Dude, if you're 10-19, you suck everywhere.
Well, maybe they are, 10-0 on the road, 0-19 at home, which was par for their course last year. But this
Toby,
season,
I got this. Don't worry, Toby, I got this. AJ, I'm going to quote our good friend Chevy Chase / Gerald Ford. It was to my understanding that there would be no math here today.
Exactly. There's always math here. Math here.
Trying to help out. What's up, Stephen Luker?
There was something else I saw that I wanted to bring up. Let me go over here real quick and find out. So, Bill, you probably have more on this story than I do at this point, or that we do. Toby was in school all day, and I was not in school all day. But apparently, the trail of Ohtani's money is starting to pop up. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
What can you tell us while I look for it?
It's not good. It's not good
for Ohtani.
Yeah, if I were, it's funny to use this in this story. If I were a betting man, and this will never come out this way, but Toby, help me out here. Tell me if this makes sense. If you and I were inseparable, and you got yourself into a hole, and I had hundreds of millions of dollars. If I said to you, tell me if this makes sense, I'll cover your bets. You have to take the fall for everything. If you go to jail, you go to jail. If you, if the IRS comes after you, the IRS comes after you. But at least Cousin Guido is not coming after you to bury you under a turnpike. I'm going to pay off your gambling debt.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. I just, I don't know how legal any of that is.
Oh, no, Toby, we're not talking about legal here.
Right, yeah.
I mean,
that makes sense. He's so young. He's so green.
Yeah, listen.
The law disappears when you hit a certain age.
Toby. Toby's written a couple articles for Top Band that are amazing, and he's writing another one this month.
He's
and
great.
Luke's a brand ambassador. These two dudes know what's going on. Tom can't stay awake for an hour-long show. So these two dudes know what's going on. Tom's wearing that silly hat that's going to give him a rash on his head, that Padres hat. So,
whoa, Luker's out of control. Can you imagine? And that's the built-in sounds that he just discovered in the OBS. He's got a soundboard, Bill. He's not hooked up yet, but it holds like 400 sounds. All you're going to get is just Luker and his sound effects every night. Why am I not seeing this Ohtani article? I saw it a few minutes ago.
The Ohtani thing. So I'm going to use something that I wasn't alive for, but you've got me by a few years. Tom's got me by, I don't know, 75, 80. So you guys remember the Watergate thing. We'll never know what really happened with Ohtani.
I don't remember Watergate, douche. How old do you think I am? Well,
what year were you born in?
71.
Okay. Then you remember it as a little kid because you remember I was born under Gerald Ford. I was born after it was over.
Yeah, I barely remember Gerald Ford.
Yeah. I mean, Tom voted for Teddy Roosevelt the first time he ran, so Tom can tell us more about it.
Tom was a big supporter of Jimmy Carter, I believe.
Yeah.
Because they
Tom,
promised him free
to get the
peanuts.
Gettysburg Address from Lincoln? I heard you were there.
Hey, we're goofing on this, but you want to hear something that I'm looking forward to? So 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be gone for a week.
Yeah.
I'm going on a class trip to Washington, D.C., and they've sent it. So if you ask me, hey, you want to go to Washington, D.C., my initial and final response is going to be no.
Of course not.
End of story. But I've got the itinerary, and we're doing so much cool stuff. So it's going to be me and all these fifth graders and some other chaperones. But I'm really looking forward to this. And one of the things, and see, I learned something. I learned something from school all the time. Fifth grade. I'm getting a fifth grade education right now. The actual Declaration of Independence. Do you know where it's located?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was in Philadelphia.
Mm-mm.
No, it's in
Smithsonian.
It's in Smithsonian. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Smithsonian. I got a poli-sci degree. The only time I've been to DC was when it was shut down. And I almost got arrested at the White House because it was shut down and I had never been there. And I had a congressional tour scheduled where they can take you in the West Wing if the president's not there and you tour the Oval Office, take pictures and stuff like that. Because my congressman was a good friend of mine. And literally I walked up to one of the Secret Service agents and I said, hey, can you let me in? And I mean, I see the sign there, not working, but still getting paid. Do you mind if I just come on in anyways? And he didn't think that was very funny.
Mm.
And so, yeah, if you're watching the Mets game, the batter Crow Armstrong just launched his bat further than the ball went and it got stuck in the netting and everybody's taking pictures of it now.
So I found this article, Bill, this does not look good at all. This is complete. So the money was sent from Ohtani's bank account to an illegal bookmaking operation, then forwarded to California and Las Vegas casinos, where the money was deposited into gambling accounts, converted to chips, and later cashed out to pay the bookie.
Yep.
This is money laundering also, isn't it?
Oh, 1,000. So here's the thing. In an MLB contract, it says you cannot make any illegal bets. Okay. First of all, you can't bet on baseball, and it also says you can't make any illegal bets. Okay. An illegal bet is with an illegal bookie. That's what Ohtani's translator did. I work in finance. You cannot transfer $500,000 without Ohtani signing off on it, period. And I don't care if he's got 14 power of attorneys. It does not happen, period. End of discussion, end of discussion.
And as a financial advisor, let me ask you this. If $14 million vanishes, no one is rich enough to not know about it. Am I right or wrong?
100%.
Okay.
I know a number of multimillionaires, and you would think, oh, they don't care. They don't even recognize, yada, yada, yada. They recognize more than you think because that's how they got rich. They paid attention to their dollars and cents. I was just in a car the other day with somebody that says, I haven't looked at my bank statement in over a year. I turned to them. I said, you're an idiot.
That would be me, but I'm
okay,
not.
You're an idiot too.
I'm not. Nobody's stealing 14 mil from me. I can guarantee that.
Yeah, and listen, and that's fine. But if you're not paying attention to that, I mean, I just knew somebody that got ganked for over $7,000 in their Cash App account because they weren't paying attention. So it's silly. But the Ohtani thing does not look good. I've already told you offline what I'll do. I will not enter what I do online, but I already told you what I do offline to Ohtani, and I'll tell it to you again if we weren't recording. But if I were Commissioner Bill, I know exactly what I would do. Because at the very tail end of the day, you have to, if Ohtani gets away with this, what happens to Pete? I can't find a jersey that fits me correctly, Alonso, if he got busted. Or like, do we just go on whether or not they're good players or not? What happens if the second string to the bullpen catcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates gets busted with the same thing? Does he get drilled, but Ohtani doesn't? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I here's a prediction that I have.
Predict away.
Pete Rose is going to be in the Hall of Fame real fast.
Oh,
because baseball has to cover this up, and they've already made that obvious. They're going to go to great lengths to cover this up and try to whatever they have to do. They do not want Ohtani going down because Ohtani is the face of baseball. With that being said, you have to create distractions to pull people away from this. You put Pete in. The uniforms are a distraction. Also, the juiced balls. I'm still convinced that the balls are juiced this year. All of these things are okay, Stephen. We'll get to that. Yeah, this is effed up. Is what it is. And what's more effed up is that what's really crazy is that Lenny Dykstra gave us sort of legal. He wrote it, but I forwarded it to my attorney and I said, look at this and tell me if there's anything here. And he goes, yeah, there's a lot there. The problem is Lenny has screwed himself so bad that no one is going to listen or believe it. But MLB is a corrupt organization. They're like the mafia.
So when you own a baseball team, you don't own anything. You own the franchise. The rights belong to the MLB. You are just a franchisee. That's all you are. Everything gets approved by the MLB. The problem is, and I won't mention names, but Jose Canseco. The problem is that people will come out, and again, I don't want to mention names here, but Jose Canseco will come out and say things, but because people think that they're so crazy, nobody listens. But do you not think that Jose Canseco's book Juiced? You don't think that there's anything of value in it? BS. It's like the dude knew guys. I talked to an MLB guy that said to me, quote, Bill, because he used to play for a specific team. And he says, I used to walk in and there's a Hall of Famer that he named. He goes, I used to see this other guy and this one Hall of Famer shooting each other in the rear ends every day with steroids. But the league didn't do anything about it because they knew this guy was a future Hall of Famer and they wanted nothing to do with it. Nothing. And this is in the 80s. This is in the 80s. And so, I mean, this happens all the time. MLB is, I mean, that's why I don't screw with MLB. This whole, and again, I'm not going to mention names, but the last dive bar up in Oakland that's taken on the MLB over trademarking and over the A's and things like that. God bless you. Good luck. They're going to outrun you. And that's exactly what they're doing with this poor business owner. I'm never going to take on the MLB. I'll take on Thom first. I'm not going to take on the MLB.
I just took a guess at that MLBer. I'm not going to say the name online, but you saw my text?
Yeah, no, wrong.
No?
Close.
Okay. All right. Close.
I'll respond to you.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, you listen to the Bleacher Brothers show. No longer on the Totally Broken Sports Network, but we're on 102.9 The Game. And we got Bill Perkins from Top Fan Rivalry, topfanrivalry.com. If you haven't been there yet, if you are a baseball fan, if you're a baseball fanatic, if you just enjoy the sport a little bit, you need to hit up topfanrivalry.com and follow them on. Why do you have so many Top Fan Rivalry social media accounts now? There's Top Fan Rivalry Bill, Top Fan Rivalry this, Top Fan Rivalry that. Is there a purpose behind this? Are you funneling money around Instagram stars or whatever they give you on Instagram?
So, upon advice of my counsel, I'm no longer allowed to answer that question.
Okay.
No, I'm teasing. The events pages were supposed to be set up for specific events. They're not. So there's the Top Fan Rivalry account.
No, I'm not going to repeat this, but no, not the second name.
Yeah, 100%. I heard it directly from him at lunch. Yeah.
Is this a good?
I heard it directly from him at lunch one time.
Is this a good source? Do you believe the guy?
It came from him. I have the first name on there. I have lunch with him every quarter.
All right. Yeah, I know who that first name is, but do you believe him?
Yeah. Yeah, because it was backed up by another one of their teammates one time recently when I talked to them. So yeah,
Yeah, I guess I could see it.
I mean, it sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
but you understand why the MLB wouldn't do anything. Look at that last name.
I know.
Right? Look at that last name. And you want to tell me that second name that's there came back from the injury that he had and could run through walls? I'm going to use a term in the hood. Brother, please.
I just never suspected Fernando Valenzuela to be one of those guys. I thought that was his natural physique.
That's not true. No, but no, it was.
I'm joking. It wasn't for.
I know. I didn't say for.
I know. I'm telling everyone else that, not for you.
Yeah. No. No, but no. Top Fan Rivalry. The Instagram page is. That's for the brand. Megan runs that. I run it. Amber runs it. And then we have our own individual Top Fan accounts, which we're trying not to mess up the algorithm. By the way, we crossed 5,000 followers on Instagram. Yay.
Congrats. Great job.
We are launching some stuff on YouTube. Thank you very much. We're launching some stuff on YouTube, and we started to work with X a lot more. So be prepared for the stuff that we're going to do on X.
All right, talk to me off the show. We got 1 million impressions last week, and I'll tell you how we did it. I'm not going to announce this out loud, but 1 million impressions last week, and it's made a huge difference. So anyway, so Ohtani doesn't look good. Let me recap so far where we're at. Ohtani is more guilty than Trevor Bauer. That's it. I won't say his name again. But Ohtani, there's proof coming out here. Jose Abreu is now in West Palm Beach. You can catch him at the local Wawa filling up his coffee every morning. And Mike Trout is out again.
Yeah, that's true. You're speaking the truth here, brother.
Yeah. All right, you have a big trip coming up, and I'm assuming, when are you leaving? Tomorrow or Friday?
48 hours.
48 hours.
We're going to Kansas City. We are going to Kansas City Friday. Saturday, we'll be at the stadium.
Did you get invited to this, Toby?
No, I don't.
Neither did I.
No,
he wants to come on. We're plugging everything.
Val over at Stadium Food Girl handled the invitations. I helped her with that, but we're going to be there Saturday night. Sunday, 4 or 5 of us are hopping in a car, and we are going to drive over to Kansas City. Obviously, our marketing director, Megan Callahan, is a huge Mets fan, and the Mets play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in St. Louis. St. Louis is on my bucket list, so we're driving over to St. Louis from Kansas City. Going to catch the game Monday. Tuesday, everybody flies out. Amber and I will drive back to Kansas City and fly out of Kansas City to Salt Lake for a wedding this week and a Bees game. So we're going to catch the Salt Lake Bees, the AAA affiliate for the Angels, catch Kansas City Royals and the St. Louis Cardinals. 3 ballparks, I think, in like 7 or 8 days. It's pretty crazy.
Is this guy living the life you want to live, Toby, or what?
Exactly like it. I mean, that sounds great.
Toby, you can live the life. You're just never going to be as good looking as me. Just as long as you understand that, we're good.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we're going to take a quick pause for a minute. We're going to bring Steven on to get the final update from Steven. I don't need to go to a commercial break, so let's get Steven to do his thing. And again, let me remind everybody that coming up next, immediately following our show tonight, the LaStella report with Robbie LaStella. I'm assuming you're not going to be on that tonight.
No, not tonight.
Okay. So Robbie LaStella, and we had huge FAU news that we never got to tonight. But anyway, Steven, there's some games going on.
Yep.
You need to fill us in on exactly what the hell we're missing because we're having so much fun here.
Okay, the Boston Celtics are up 62-41 against the Miami Heat. It's a 62-41 game. So if you bet against that game, you're just curious, there you go. The Cubs are up 1, let's go to MLB. The Yankees are up 2-0 against the Baltimore Orioles. The Miami Marlins are up 2-1 against the Colorado Rockies in the top of the 8th inning. The Cubs are up 1-0 against the Mets in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Red Sox are up 4-2 against the Giants in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the Cleveland Guardians and Houston Astros are scoreless 0-0 in the top of the 2nd. And the nightcap game, the Los Angeles Dodgers and Arizona Diamondbacks, hopefully there's no bee delay like last night. The beekeeper threw out the first pitch after that delay. And in hockey, the Vegas Golden Knights and Dallas Stars are tied 2 apiece at the end of the first intermission. And we got a baseball on this
What was the score of that game?
2-2.
Okay. What did I do there? I got to look. All right, okay, keep going.
And then on this day in history, 1991, Nolan Ryan of the Texas Rangers pitches the 7th no-hitter of his major league career. The 44-year-old Ryan, who defeated the Toronto Blue Jays 3-0, becomes the oldest pitcher to hurl a no-hitter. His masterpiece included 16 strikeouts and only 2 walks. It is also the 209th time he has struck out 10 or more in a game, and the 26th time putting 15 or more down on strikes. And that is your sports update.
All right, so that was our sports update for the night. Where the heck are we? All right, here we go. Nolan Ryan, we'll never see another guy like him, right, Bill?
No, not even a chance. No.
How is Verlander doing? I've been obsessed with basketball and hockey. And I've been checking in from a distance, but I haven't really checked on Verlander. Is he JV? Your buddy?
Kate Upton? Who?
Yes, Mr. Upton. Mm-hmm.
Mr. Upton, Mr. Kate Upton. He's 1-0. ERA's down. He's not getting run support.
Okay.
Right now, the Astros are becoming masters at leaving small villages on the base paths.
So they're just not hitting runners in scoring position?
At one point, they had, I think it was either back-to-back or back-to-back-to-back games where they were 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position.
Wow. I'm going to pull them up real quick because I know that they're not doing well. So let's say Altuve looks like he's doing great. He's hitting 345.
Because there's no height requirement in the MLB.
All right. Hey, Bill, are you using? Do you know? Have you taken? And I know that you're a busy dude. But if you're taking 20 minutes, I know on a Sunday you like to take Sundays off. Have you taken a few minutes to go through our site? Because everything is here now.
Yeah,
Literally,
I have
everything
actually.
is here.
Actually, I want to say it was last Saturday I went through the site. Yes, it looks great.
So
it looks great. It's very busy. Yes. I wish I could claim ignorance, but no. I actually did. Remember, that's when I was busting your chops about the banner. Why wasn't Top Dan Rivalry's banner on there?
Oh, and we did put it back on there, like I said I would, but I can't remember what I did. So look, I'm looking at Houston right now. They're ranked third in. I don't know if it's MLB or they're fourth in hits, runs. Yeah. That's what you just said. Runs, they're 16th. Strikeouts, they're first. That's a problem. Walks, they're 20th. On base percentage, they're 5th. Slugging, they're 5th. Yeah, and they're when you flip to pitching, everything turns red. Yep. Except for complete games. They're first in the league in complete games with 1. Yeah. How sick is that? We're over a month. We're a month and a half into the season, almost 2 months, right? No, a month and a half, a little over a month.
They're 1 in the American League. Remember, Mad Max Fried pitched a complete game last week.
Okay, so how many does he have? Just 1?
1. Yeah.
1. All right. So I guess they're tied for first here. I mean,
so here's the deal with the Astros. They're struggling to hit with runners in scoring position. In addition to struggling to hit with running scoring position, deep in the game, most people are thinking, "Oh, we got Abreu, we got Presley, we got Hader. Like you get us the first 18 outs, and we're ahead. Forget about it. We're going to win all the games after that." That's exactly opposite of what happened. Exactly opposite of what happened. And Ranger Suarez does have a perfect game as well. Joe's right.
Ranger Suarez,
not complete game. Complete game. I'm sorry, not perfect game.
Okay.
My bad. So that's their issue right now. And Jose Abreu, Jose Abreu, wrong. Jose Altuve and Jeremy, Tom, and Jeremy Pena are having great seasons so far.
So who is standing out right now? And I'm pulling it up. And Toby, why are you so quiet, bro? Are you sleeping over there?
No,
how many classes did you have today, buddy?
I'm not in class anymore. I just got exams, papers, but just not trying to step on toes right now. You know, I've had a lot of screen time today.
So Toby has no class. You heard him just say that, right, Bill? So all right, so
I knew that was going to come up, dude. Toby, hats off to you, brother. I apologize. AJ's AJ, but we love him for it.
Whoa, look at this. Alec Boehm is second in baseball.
Yeah.
With 362. Mookie Betts, 368. Will Smith. If he's hitting 362, imagine if he would just get rid of Jada Pinkett Smith, how much better he would be. Get rid of all that distraction. RBI.
So here's the thing. If you want, here's a hot take. So Luker, wherever Luker,
he's gone. He's got to produce the Listella report coming up next. So he's
okay.
Out.
So Toby, mark my words. I said this on May Day, May 1st, 2024. Mark my words. Nobody in baseball, unless you're a Dodger fan, is paying attention to the Fresh Prince of LA, Will Smith, because everybody's talking about Ohtani. They're talking about Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, right? When Clayton Kershaw comes back, they'll talk about him. Will Smith is arguably one of the best offensive catchers in the game currently. If he continues to produce the way that he produces, he will have numbers to rival a guy named Mike Piazza. Mm-hmm. I said, you heard it here first, Toby.
Yeah. Did they extend him yet, or?
Yes.
He got like a 10-year, maybe not 10.
Yeah, he got a 10-year deal in the offseason. Correct. Mm-hmm. He's a Dodger for life. But AJ, look up those numbers. Look up his numbers as a career.
Will Smith, I got stuck. I can't believe that I checked out on the Phillies. Trey Turner's hitting 3. Trey Turner's got 45 hits. Alec Boehm, 42 hits.
They're hot.
Yeah.
I know that they're winning, but they're still trailing the Braves. But hey, they're starting out much better than they had been. All right, Will Smith. Let's see right here. He's hitting 362. He's got 38 hits, 17 runs, 3 homers, 23 ribbies. And what do you want me to look up here? His career.
So he's 29 years old, right? He's got a contract through age 38.
Okay.
Okay. Through age 38, he's got a contract, which is great. But look up his career numbers. I'm looking them up right now as well. You look at his career numbers. He has 5 full seasons in the MLB. He currently has, with this 6th year, 474 hits, and he has 94 home runs with 329 RBIs. He plays the next 9 seasons or 10 seasons out of this, even with your natural progression of, getting older, right? The guy's going to end up with close to 2,000 hits as a catcher and probably 350 or 400 home runs. Fellas, those aren't bad numbers for a catcher.
No,
right?
no, they're not bad numbers at all for a catcher.
I mean, a catcher that hits 300 home runs and has close to 2,000 hits, Cooperstown should be knocking on his door if that's the case.
Be knocking on a lot of those guys' doors on that Dodgers team for sure.
Now, it's still way early in his career. He's 5 seasons into this. What's that?
Did Piazza have 400 home runs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll look right now, but let's see. Piazza played 16 seasons. He had 2,127 hits with 427 home runs. So what happens if Will Smith ties or gets close to his hit total and has 350, 390 home runs? Do you put him in the Hall as a catcher?
I feel like you have to, right?
Yeah, well, you got to look at the current crop of catchers.
I feel like none put up anywhere near the production that Will Smith's putting up.
No, I mean,
off the top of my head, I mean, Real Muto, but he hasn't been, himself. I feel like.
Well, he got paid.
He got paid, yeah.
That's what happens when guys get paid.
Yeah, well, you look at Real Muto's numbers, and Toby's right. You look at his numbers. He's played 11 seasons in the MLB. He's got 159 home runs, got 1,161 hits, right? Okay, good. But if you took Will Smith's numbers and you brought him out 11 seasons, so that means that you basically doubled his numbers. He'd have more home runs, far more RBIs, and he'd be about 150 hits short. But nobody's talking about Will Smith. Nobody's talking about Will Smith. And Joe says he'll be a DH around age 34. Right, he will be. And that will be about the time that Shohei is wrapping up his contract. And so, or you'll move him over first because in 6 years, I want to say it's 6 years, Freddie Freeman's contract is over, unless he extends or retires. Now you got Megan in the background. Unless he retires, Anyways, I don't mean to be chirping on the Dodgers, but nobody's talking about this guy. AJ, I just, shocked you, didn't I? There you go. There's Megan and Matt.
Where's Thom, though? Why?
Tom's at that special age where he has to go to the bathroom every 15 minutes.
Ah, yeah. There he goes.
Look at the head just
flying in. Oh, he went to get his Mets hat. That's where he was.
There you go. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Fantastic.
So, but yeah, anyways,
where else are you getting this?
Huh?
Where else are you getting this?
Getting what?
The Thom and the humor and the.
Listen, I love coming on the show. Everybody, just if you're watching this and you're thinking, man, this guy's kind of a jerk. He picks on Thom every week. Guys, I love Thom. I've met Thom. He's a good dude. AJ is a great guy. I have not met Toby in person. I look forward to meeting Toby in person. As I said that, Thom has slipped on a banana peel and he's got a Dodgers sucks in the background. That doesn't work out, but yeah, it is what it is, right? We love Thom for who he is.
Talk to us about what is going on. So the cups are gone, right? We sold out of
the dugout mugs.
Yeah, the dugout mugs.
Yeah, we had a great showing with that. We still got plenty to sell.
Oh, okay.
So if you're looking for dugout mugs, I mean, here's the thing about dugout mugs, AJ. You and I are business guys, right? They sell them online for $70. We got them to agree to let us sell them for $58. In addition to that, you can use a brand ambassador's code like Luker's code. And then you'll get an additional 10% off. So we got dugout mugs to agree to let us do what we needed to do.
What qualifications does one need to become a brand ambassador? Can I ask?
So we look at your following, right? We look at your following. We definitely want. By the way, that's that note by Ben. Ben, I posted that exact same thing on Twitter the other day. I asked, is Ranger Suarez or is it? I can't remember who I asked, but I said, who's running the Cy Young in the National League? But we look at your following. We look at what you post, right? We want to be careful with. We're not looking for people that are going to make the brand look bad. And then, frankly, we just have a visit with you and see if you can make a few posts and what you can do. There's a quick, interview process. And, I actually had somebody reach out to me about, wanting to do some stuff, and they wanted me to promote their OnlyFans page, and I declined the offer. I said, thank you very much, but that's not what Top Fan's about. I said, please, by all means, here's AJ's number. Give him a call over at Bleacher Brothers. He'll encourage that.
Sure. Well,
and so, but no, it's just a simple process. We let pretty much anybody do it. We just want to make sure that you're protecting the brand. That's all.
Gotcha. Toby seems like he would be a good brand ambassador.
I'm listening.
Especially now he's getting ready to go home for the summer, and he's going to be working for the AAA.
Yep, Syracuse Mets.
Syracuse Mets.
Yeah, Toby, you're actually on our list to talk to, and we'll reach out after the show. But Toby, you're gonna be surprised about this. When I started kicking up the X account again, the Twitter account, a number of folks have reached out to me that are Mets and Yankees fans. It seems like New York wants to talk, and I couldn't buy a Val in New York when we first reached out to people. Like I couldn't get anybody to talk to us. It was brutal. And so
they have a huge presence on Twitter, New York fans. I mean,
I'm going to give you the tip, Bill. I'm going to give you the tip off air. And then I want to be an honorary brand ambassador after that.
Perfect.
Because I got the secret. I got the secret from going from 0 to 400. It's hard work. I'm doing it all myself because, Thom is good at
backgrounds.
Oh, I got to put that one up. Thom is good at this sort of stuff,
Yeah.
That's the guy you've been telling me is the greatest catcher in baseball right here, huh?
Yeah. So, AJ, what you had told me offline, I've started doing, and you're right. I have to be careful in how I interact with people because I don't want with the fellas, it's okay, but I don't want women to think, hey, who's this creepy guy sliding into my messages asking me to be on a show and things like that. I got to be careful.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just flat out. We went from, let's say, 150,000 impressions a week to over 1 million impressions last week. That's website, that's Instagram, that's YouTube, but Instagram and YouTube specifically. I mean, Instagram was 600,000 alone impressions last week. It's kind of nutty, but I found the secret sauce.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to talk about that. AJ, I've got a couple things I want to talk to you about offline, anyways, and I'll definitely reach out to you tomorrow for sure.
Yeah. No, that sounds good. So can I? So Spencer Rich, who was on, really, really, really good dude. These
Okay.
FAU baseball players are fantastic. I mean, gosh, a guy like Spencer Rich, you know, he's a guy you may want to reach out to because he was a guy that it was third time was a charm. We had him scheduled. He had to cancel. Then we canceled him and he came on and he was absolutely fantastic. But I had a meeting today. Hey, let me announce this while you're here because, you know, you like to come on and announce some. So we made an announcement about a month ago. Rob came on and announced a partnership between Michigan University and Bleacher Brothers Media Network.
Okay.
And sounded great. And it's a really good opportunity. We pass. I haven't let Michigan know, so I'm guessing they know now. But we pass. We're taking all of our eggs. And I had Coach Gene, and I ran this past Coach Gene a few days ago, and he told me that I'm an imbecile. But there's always a method to my madness, and there's always a plan. We are going all in on Florida Atlantic University coverage. We're going to cover it like no one has ever covered FAU before, period. And I met with some really big muckety mucks today down there at FAU. And I went in and I said, look, let's make a few things clear. I'm not a journalist and I'm not a broadcaster, but I do play one on TV Monday through Thursday. Okay. But this is who we are. This is what we're going to do. And this is why we're passing on Michigan, where you say, well, what are you crazy? Because all of our guys that we've been blessed to build up here are FAU guys. And I took two of them and sent them to Michigan last week, and they came back, and they weren't as excited as I thought they were going to be because their heart is here. Their loyalty is here. So I went into FAU today, and I said, look, I'm not really asking for anything. I'm just telling you, this is what we want to do. We want to cover FAU like you are the New York Yankees and we are ESPN. And that means every sport, every aspect, every coach, every player. And we talked through some NIL stuff, which is going to benefit them and benefit us. So this Bleacher Brothers and FAU, this is going to be historic what's about to happen there. And it's going to be a lot of baseball, too. Now, this baseball season is winding down, but next year, man, and you might be able to slide right in there with us as part of this baseball, not the coverage, but just the whole, and again, these are things that we can talk about, but with their NIL and so on and so forth. And this guy made a light bulb go off over my head where I had never thought about this, but I'm like, wow, yes, we absolutely can do that. I think we can raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for the program, but not have any of it necessarily come out of our pockets, which is really cool. So it was a great meeting, and we are completely in on FAU, and we are going to have access to anything and everything, which is very, very, very cool. So yes, I do. I negotiated that all by myself today.
I love it. It
was really hard. I said all that, and the guy said, okay. And I said, can I get a helmet from my studio? And he says, well, you can, steal it when I'm not looking. And I said, okay. That was it. So like you had texted me, you're like, hey, I want to get with you today. And I'm like, all right, you saw that text, right? I said, you can call me between like 1:10 and 1:12 when I'm flying down to FAU. It was one of those. That
was my day today too.
That's
I've done 3 podcasts today, went to a baseball game, did your show, and now I have 3 more podcasts and a client meeting before the end of the night.
Beautiful. That's the life we chose, my man. That is the life we
Love
chose.
It. Hey, let's talk more about that. Toby, we're going to get with you. Megan will probably get with you. In fact, send me either on Twitter or Instagram, send me your cell phone number, and I'll have Megan reach out to you.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Bill Perkins, top fan rivalry. Anything you want to plug on the site real fast right now that you haven't plugged or no?
No, look for the national commercial. It'll be dropping in cities near you and all over YouTube and places in the next couple of weeks. We have selected our voice actor. You will recognize his voice. He does the Ford truck commercials. Ford F-150 is, he sounds like Sam Elliott. He's great. He's on our commercial. It's fantastic situation. So
dude,
I'm excited.
Can I ask a question about this commercial?
Absolutely.
Why is it not debuting on our show?
It will be debuting to the brand ambassadors first, and I would love to debut it on your show. So let's work on that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, absolutely. We can do that as well. So
What about if we debuted it on the Totally Broken Sports Network? I have them right here, right now, and let's see if we can get them to say anything. This is taking too long, buddy. All right, we got to scratch it.
Okay.
Too long. I'm out of time there. Go ahead, Bill. I'm sorry.
No. I gotta hop off. But
Yeah. You're good.
First of all, fellas, I'll reach out to you tomorrow. AJ, Toby, hit me up. Tom, hats off, my friend. I always love you. You know I mess with you. But what you do, AJ, is phenomenal. I will tell you. You talked about websites. We were up 30% last month, and numbers wise, economics wise, we're just nothing but the limit. And I am looking forward to it. And AJ, I have a question to ask you on the air right now, and it's a yes or no question.
No.
Okay.
No. Okay. What's the question?
Question is, Megan and I want to schedule a meeting with you so that we can do an exclusive Top Fan Rivalry Bleacher Brothers collab shirt to launch this month of May. Are you in?
Yeah, I wish I had a hat, but yeah.
No, you haven't gotten your hat yet?
No, buddy, no hat. No hat.
Okay, I'm gonna track it. I'm legit gonna track it.
No hat.
So,
Bill Perkins, Top Fan Rivalry. Check them out, topfanrivalry.com. Follow them everywhere, Top Fan Rivalry. Now on X, actively on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. Bill, we appreciate it. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. We'll see you when we're back.
Sounds good, my friend. Hey,
All
I
right.
appreciate you guys. Thank you for letting me be on, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Sounds great.
Good seeing you, Bill.
Talk to you
Bill
later.
Perkins, great guy, great organization, Top Fan Rivalry. How much you rating for them?
I've done 2 articles, and I got another one coming probably second week of May.
Beautiful.
So that'll be 3.
Cool. Well, we got to put a bow on this. So let's thank. Who do we need to thank here? You know what? Real quick, do I have time? Yeah, I do have time. Let me pull up your action here and see how. But I think your Rez guy put a fork in us because it was the.
Yeah. No, Burns sat at 6 strikeouts, but I don't think you took that prop, did you?
I did not take that prop.
That one killed me. But
no, it's Martins are up 4-1 in the top of the 9th, and Reds only has 1 hit so far, I think. So that's going to toast this. Our Heat are not looking very good. We got to thank Spencer Rich, FAU Baseball. Follow him on Instagram. Chef Tom, great job tonight. Stephen Luker, great job tonight. Looch on ice. Toby, thanks for sitting in.
Absolutely.
Everybody tune into the La Stella Report coming up next, right here on wherever social media channel you're watching, and also on 102.9 The Game. We'll be back tomorrow night. We got Nick the Flick coming in. Who else did I say we have coming in tomorrow night?
Totally forget.
So do I, man. We got a lot going on. We got Nick the Flick in tomorrow night. We're going to talk boxing. We've got Joe Q, Kentucky Derby, and there's a possibility of a Coach Gene sighting. We appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight, and we'll be back tomorrow. Same place, same time, same characters, plus Joe Q.